All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is Youth Night here at Upper St. Clair. Out on the field, we have members of the Upper St. Clair Youth Football Program and the Youth Cheerleaders. Let's have a nice round of applause for the future of the football program and the cheerleading program. It's here for the players, the cheerleaders, and their coaches. Okay, tonight's game is being broadcast and streamed on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. You can watch the game anytime you want on your computer or your phone by clicking onto hssn.triblive.com. The exclusive home for the 2021 WPIAL football playoffs is the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Tonight's game is being broadcast by Bob Orquist and Lanny Fratteri. Welcome to tonight's competition. Your paid or complimentary admission to this event entitles you to enjoy an exhibition of skills developed by the students in an educational setting. Please give these students your positive encouragement and support. Booing, taunting, or intimidating the officials or opponents is unfriendly and unacceptable. Tonight's officials: referee Kevin Rambach, umpire Nick Figarelli, head linesman Bill Schottenheimer, line judge Nick Zimmerman, back judge Cameron Agalia, and field judge Dave Berry.
Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Upper St. Clair High School football. Here we are at Panther Stadium once again. The 2-2 Panthers will face the 1-2 Penn Hills Indians, who are traveling here to Pantherland for a really key matchup. Both teams have gotten off to a little bit of slow starts against very, very strong competition, but this is a big one tonight on Youth Night here at Upper St. Clair. Joining me today, an illustrious name, a 2015 St. Clair grad, a St. Francis University alum, Mr. Marcus Gailey. Marcus, thanks for being here with me.
Thank you, Gavin. I appreciate you having me on today. You know, I've known you for a while. I've gotten to know you as a coach and as a person. I've always had the utmost respect for you. So I'm looking forward to tonight. It's a beautiful night, and hopefully we get a good game to call.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words. So I think that let's start with where we probably need to start, and that's injuries. And that's the last thing you want to be talking about at this point in the season. We're very early, but the Panthers have been besieged by injuries, and it doesn't look like do everything linebacker / running back Jamal Brown is in uniform. Their linebacking core is very, very beat up. You know, no Shea Moorhead, no Ty Lagoni, no Hunter Schreck. Marcus, what do you think they can do to combat all of these issues they're having physically?
Well, it's one thing to have a lot of injuries to start a season, but it's another thing to have all of them at one position. And that's where it really gets tough. When you have so many people down at the same position, you kind of start to run a little depleted down on your depth chart. So the only option for St. Clair I see is some of the younger guys that are going to get more snaps. They're just going to have to grow up real fast tonight.
Yeah, probably not what you want to hear as a coach, but hey, that's why we make the big bucks. So Penn Hills, let's talk a little bit about the Indians. So they started with Central Catholic and Gateway, which is Murderer's Row to start, and took their lumps. Came back last week with a big 1-point win over Woodland Hills, so they're trending up. I talked to Coach Junko this week. He said Penn Hills is very young, but he said their core, particularly the sophomores, are very, very talented. They obviously have a lot of speed, very good at the skill position. The guys you want to watch are the Duggar brothers, first of all. The quarterback, number 2, Julian, he's only a sophomore. Jaden, the receiver, number 12. And then Strader is another guy, number 6. So those are 3 very, very talented guys to watch for Penn Hills. The Panthers are going to have to be very, very aware of the big play capabilities.
You're exactly right, Gavin. Even dating back to days when you and I were in high school, Penn Hills has always had some very good skill players. That's going to be something that St. Clair, they're going to have to try to limit the big play tonight from the brother tandem at quarterback and wide receiver.
So let's talk then about some of the keys. Obviously, we touched on one, prevent the big plays. The Panthers have been scoring with big plays almost exclusively. They've gotten really big plays in the special teams from Mateo Cipolio. Aiden Besselman's made some big plays in the passing game. But I think in addition to that, turnovers were a real big problem last week, and I think that's got to be one of the keys.
You're absolutely right. Winning the turnover battle in a game like this is probably what's going to get the job done for either team. The team that can hold on to the ball and, like you said, limit the big play is probably going to be the one that walks away with a win here tonight.
I guess the other phase that's probably worth talking about, and I alluded to it with Mateo in the return game, is the special teams battle. The one bright spot probably so far this season has been the Panther special teams. Mateo has been amazing in the return game. Bennett Henderson's been a huge bright spot. His kickoffs have been outstanding both directionally and depth, and obviously he's been really good on the field goals, and Ethan Heister's been a 2-time all-conference punter.
You're exactly right. I think Mateo Cipolio, number 2 for Upper St. Clair, has 2 special teams touchdowns this year. We've seen what Bennett Henderson can do. He can hit field goals from anywhere from 40 to 45 yards as a sophomore, which is absolutely incredible. Like you mentioned, Heister is very good at punting the ball. He can play the field position battle if need be. So those are 3 strengths for Upper St. Clair tonight, certainly.
Yeah, it's outstanding. I'm really looking forward to this one. Obviously, I think it's a big game for both teams. They're starting to get into their 5A type schedule, and they're starting to see the type of teams that they're going to need to compete against in the playoffs. So we got the captains here for the Panthers. From left to right on your screen, we have number 77. That is Chase Rosenberry, also one of my Hoopers. Ethan Heister, number 24. We got Titus Black, also in the middle there, our honorary youth captain. Good to see him. Brady Bartusiak, number 5, who's really banged up right now. He's only basically, he and Heister are both on one leg. I give them a ton of credit for being out there. And then Wyatt Koval, number 61. So those are your captains for the Panthers and some of their really key guys.
It is nice to see Bartusiak and Heister out there. I know, like you mentioned, they've been banged up for last week, and Heister a couple weeks now, actually. Wasn't sure if they were going to be able to go. As you mentioned, no Jamal Brown here tonight, another linebacker. So we're going to see what we can do.
Yeah, it's really going to be very, very interesting. First of all, how long can they go? I talked to Brady yesterday in the training room, and he said, I feel reasonably good, but it's going to be a game time decision. Heister I knew was going to play. He keeps playing, but you watch him just walking around and you just see him walking and laboring. And yeah, I give those guys tons of credit. I mean, if I have, if I wake up a little bit sore, I'm kind of punting at this point. So
you and me both.
Yeah, credit to those dudes. So it looks like, let's see, Panthers are going to defend the left goal, and are they going to receive, it looks like? No, they're going to defer. Okay. So it looks like the Panthers are going to be kicking off to start the first half, and we are going to get to see the leg of Bennett Henderson. And, Marcus, I'm no special teams guru, but one thing I've been so impressed with is how he's been able to pin the opponent to the corner on almost all of his kicks. That's got to be very, very difficult to aim at that precisely on a kickoff.
You're exactly right, and especially at the high school level, that can be such an advantage. My last couple years of playing, we had a kicker, Max Harold, who used to do the same thing. He used to pin it inside the 5 every single time, and it was just such an advantage to start the opposing team inside the 20 every drive that it made the defense's job a whole lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very, very... And it's when you have a team that is beat up on the defensive side of the ball particularly, field position is very important. Whether Penn Hills is going to score on the big play or establish drives, make them go along field and try to be a little bit more bend don't break, and that way you can get a little softer on the coverage and things like that. So they've been really good on the special teams. Let's hope that continues tonight. So, all right, I am looking forward to this. This is great stuff. It's a beautiful night here in Pantherland. It's probably about, high 60s, about 70 degrees. So hopefully it's not going to be one of those nights where everybody's cramping. It's not, there's a little bit of a brisk fall type, feel in the air tonight. So, and the last thing I want to see is any sort of injuries for the Panthers. So let's set the stage here on the Panthers special teams. Looks like obviously Bennett's going to kick off, and it looks like Jamie Smith, number 13, will be towards the bottom of your screen. I think he and Timmy Spear, number 17. No, it looks like Nick DeRubis actually is going to be the holding guy on the near side of your screen here. Then we got number 4, Aiden Besselman, number 19, Tyson Swigert, 33, Aiden Kahn, 11, Ivory Travers. That's Bennett Henderson kicking off. On the other side, it looks like, Smitty's the contained on the side. Now he goes short. It's picked up. He's hiding a little bit. Nice job by Aiden Kahn downfield making the tackle at the 25. And so they did a little bit of a different strategy there, but good contain.
They did. They squibbed it short, and the guys did a good job of staying in their lane and squeezing the ball and getting them down inside the 25.
I guess we shouldn't be surprised that was Duggar, who was one of the guys back. I think he's number 11. And he's, like I said, he's electric. He's the first guy you see here walking out, to the bottom of your screen, number 11. He's got significant height, which is something to watch when you consider, Panther corners are regular size.
Exactly. I think 6'4" is what he goes by. He honestly looks a little bit taller than that, if I'm being honest.
Yeesh. All right, so here we are, 1st and 10 from about the 27-yard line. Looks like they're going to hand it off to the right, gets to the outside. Nice job in contain, coming up and sticking. That is Jake Huffnagel. This junior corner came up with beautiful run support and probably no gain.
That's also a good play by number 33, Aiden Kahn, able to string it out, let him get to the help from his corner and getting him down for a short gain.
It's good to see AC out there. So AC is probably in Jamal's spot, I would think. He looks like he's in the outside spot. So he and Matthew Gaither, number 34, but they're both Hoopers, by the way, are kind of filling in those linebacker spots for Lagoni and Brown. So here we are, 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Interesting little formation there. They try to go, it looks like a counter. That's Mark Banbury, number 55 in the backfield. Great stop. That's a really good sign because Banbury is basically on one leg right now. I was told by Junko he probably wouldn't play much defense, but if you know Mark Banbury, he's begging to be on the field. I'm sure he's been sitting out a couple weeks now.
I've heard stories about the kids in the family, how they're all crazy competitive. It's good to see Mark out there, and that's a great job by him to squeeze down on that dive play to, again, making a tackle in the backfield.
Yeah, I coach Mark and his brother Luke, and competitiveness that's an understatement. They're both really competitive. So 3rd and 10 for the Indians. Really good 2 down stopping the run for the Panthers, and now we're in pass. Duggar is back. He's a lefty, it looks like. He's scrambling. They're in good contain. Can Heister get him down? He forces him to the outside. They're throwing. Oh, that's a nice job keeping his feet in bounds. Did he get the first down, though? It looks like he's short by about a half a yard. But that's straighter. They got it. First down for the Indians.
Yep, they are moving the chains. Good job extending the play by the Penn Hills quarterback. That's going to be something that St. Clair is going to need to avoid if they want to get off the field on 3rd downs.
So the interesting part about that, Marcus, is we talked about this. How much cushion do you have to give these receivers because of the speed and the size? And you want to try to stop them short of the sticks there, but you also got to be careful over the top. So, all right, here we go. 1st and 10, the new set of downs for the Indians. They are going to run again up the middle, but not much there. Pretty good stuff from the Panthers. And that is, who is that, number 66?
66.
Who's wearing 66?
It seems we do not have that number on our roster list. Oh, they said Comento. It seems he switched numbers
So
from number
Comento's
90.
wearing 66. Okay. That's fine by me. Nick's obviously an excellent player. It makes sense. He's usually a starter. But that was really good penetration. Heister was also in there to help. So far, so good against the run.
Against the run, you're absolutely right. Two rushes for Penn Hills, 2 short gains, or 3 rushes, 3 short gains.
Yeah, you'd have to think keeping them in 2nd and 3rd and long would be advantageous going forward. So here we go again. They're doing a lot of this sort of strange little motion. Now it's going to be a screen. Looks like he's got some space. Here comes Besselman up. Oh, that's great pursuit from Aiden Besselman, number 4, the free safety.
That's an absolutely fantastic inside-out angle by number 4. Ran it right. He ran to his back hip, got him down for another short gain. St. Clair's looking really good against that short pass and run to start off here.
So what is that formation where the guy's kind of almost running backwards at the snap?
So that's called an orbit motion. It's usually when the back will go behind the quarterback, almost like a bubble, and he'll run into the flat. And I don't know if it's a read or a design throw to him, but the quarterback can either have the option to hand it off or throw that bubble like he did just
Interesting. Okay. So we got 3rd and 11 here now. Another good 3rd and long situation due to a nice first couple downs for the Panthers. Duggar's back again. He's looking. He gets flushed again. Here he's going to take off. Aiden Kahn's got good coverage, and Big Gaither's there, and Ivory Travers does a nice job of finishing him off, and that's going to be about 4th and 5 or 6, so pretty good job. They didn't give him sideline pursuit, pretty good.
Good pursuit by the 2 linebackers there, getting them down short of the sticks, forcing a punting situation here for Penn Hills.
So it does look like they're going to punt, and is this... No, okay, I thought this was Duggar again punting. No, this is Rosenmeyer, Charlie Rosenmeyer. He's their kicker and punter, a senior, so... they do have a specialist here, and we've talked about this several times, but Mateo Sapulio, very, very dangerous in both punt and kick return here, number 2. So what are they doing here now? It looks like they were trying to draw
They brought
him
the
offsides.
up back up underneath the center to try to almost fake and see how St. Clair responded. But they do kick it away.
That was straighter, too. It's dangerous. Mateo's up, and he fair catches. So that's good. Not a great punt, obviously not very long. And their own 32 is a pretty good place for the Panthers to be started. So a pretty good start for the Panthers. I thought a very good defensive sequence and pretty good field position here.
Really good sign early, as we've mentioned before. It's good to stop the run early because sometimes teams like to get away from that if they're not having success in the first quarter.
Yeah, my first shout-out's to my boy Crazy Steve Pallenbein. He's taking the strength coach job at the Big Macs there at Cannon Mac, but he's working with all these guys, and he's sending me my kind words. So, Crazy Steve, thanks for listening, man. I know you're still a Panther at heart. So here we go. Now, this is going to be interesting. Like I said, it's been a bit of a struggle offensively the last couple weeks, and the Panthers have got to possess the ball a little bit better and not turn it over. So, Erdos, now here comes Heister. Good cut. He had a lot of guys in the backfield. He did a pretty good job almost just to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that was a lot of heat in the backfield. He
did. Penetration early on. Good bounce by Heister to get off to the left side there, able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So let's set up the offense here. Erdos obviously in at quarterback. We have Darubis and Besselman at the wide receivers. And it looks like Ivory Travers at the and Owen Sapolio. Ivory Travers at the tight end position. We have Ethan Heister at the tailback. It looks like Jamie Smith
has entered the game at quarterback.
Smitty has it. He's going to go straight ahead. Not a ton there, maybe about 2 or 3. So we were told to kind of look for this. Jamie Smith, who was at Central Catholic last year, and he's not a Wildcat, guys. Jamie Smith was the JV quarterback and was excellent. So he is a guy who can really throw the ball. It's not a Wildcat situation, but he might be in there for a change of pace. So we got 3rd and 8 here for the Panthers, and set up the line. We have Wyatt Koval in there. Mark Banbury, again, good to see him. We got Chase Rosenberry, Nick Chimento. And it looks like Fennel is the other lineman, so pretty much the normal crew. Erdos has a man. He's got him down the field. Couldn't get it there, and that is going to be intercepted, unfortunately. He had Besselman down the seam, but he underthrew it, and it's going to be a turnover just like we talked about, Marcus.
No, you're exactly right. Besselman did have a step on the defender. Ball is just a little bit underthrown, a little bit behind him, and Penn Hills comes away with the turnover. Not how you want to start your first offensive drive here tonight.
No, and it's a shame because, again, he had him down the slot. So let's talk a little bit about that. It seems like the Panthers have done most of their deep work kind of sideline stuff. And I know it's been in the news with the Steelers a lot lately. What's the danger you see about the deep middle?
Well, the deep middle, sometimes if defenses do a good job of disguising their look, they could show 2 safeties high, which would be a cover 2 look. If they are playing cover 3, it can lead to a throw like that where someone might be in a position where you're not expecting, gets picked off.
Okay, so Penn Hills is in business now here at their own 42. Duggar back to throw. He's going to go downfield. That looks like a short throw. Oh, Mateo did a really nice job playing that ball and knocked it down. He almost intercepted it, so incomplete pass.
Great play there by Sapolio. Thought we were going to have back-to-back interceptions, but nonetheless, we'll take the pass breakup here on first down.
So it looked like a post there to his older brother, and he maybe had a half a step, a pretty good coverage from Mateo. Because it didn't look like there was a lot of safety help there, and it worries you obviously because of the pace or the wideouts. So, okay, the Panthers have done their finest work on first down so far, and it's going to be a 2nd and 10 situation here. This is Julian Duggar. He looks like he's running to his right, gets through the seam. Nice job closing him down. That's Mark Banbury. Again. Very nice.
Great job there, playing at the edge for him, uses his hands, gets off a block, makes a tackle for another minimal gain. It's going to be 3rd and medium distance for Penn Hills.
And I don't want to be that guy who makes excuses. That's not my personality. It's a next man up mentality. But Mark Banbury is a difference maker. And not having him in the lineup on the line of scrimmage is a huge, huge issue. And he looks fabulous so far. I'm happy to see him moving around so well.
You're absolutely right. I know he has the most experience of all the linemen as well. So losing him was a big loss for the Panthers. Having him back is great tonight.
All right, so 3rd and 6 here. Looks like Heister's moving over. They're going to send Heister. The back picks him up well. He's still rolling out. Looks like a hold on the outside. Man's open. Oh, what a one-handed catch by the younger Duggar, but it looks like that's going to come back. Number 52, Zach Ehas, was held on the corner, and that's going to be a hold, I believe.
I hope so, because if not, that's a big gain, and that was a tremendous catch.
I mean, that was unbelievable. 11. How casual did he make that look? He made that look as easy as it could be. So, I was told that this kid is a big Division I recruit. He's a sophomore. You see the size, you see the speed, but wow. I mean, that is incredible for ball skills.
I think we might need to go check his gloves down there.
Yes,
make
seriously.
Sure he doesn't have stick-em on.
I remember the first time I wore receiving gloves. I had to play in like a turkey bowl type thing many years ago. And Bobby Petrini, who was a great receiver here, gave me those, like the cutters.
The cutters, yeah.
And they were so tacky. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, how have I not been wearing these my whole life? They just stick to your hand. So, assuming that's a spot foul, it's a 15-yard penalty, and that is a huge, because that's probably a spot penalty. So, I mean, they're going to be in 3rd and a million. They're probably.
It's about 3rd and 20 here, and what's even worse is it negates a big play by them. So
it's going to be worse than that. I think it's a spot foul. So, it looks like the lead 6 in Panther territory. It's like 3rd and 25.
Yeah, 25.
This is incredible. So, I think you're licking your lips here, trying to get a turnover or a sack.
Got to keep everything in front of you. Good. Come and tackle this short of the sticks. Perfect.
Probably a smart play from Penn Hills with a little bubble screen, but good job. I thought Jamie Smith did a good job standing up his man, forcing him to the inside, and Gaither did a nice job cleaning him up.
Exactly. He knew where his help was, forced the receiver to cut inside where all the black jerseys were, got off the field again on 3rd down.
So, we've been in a lot of real high-scoring games so far, but this has been a defensive struggle so far, which is nice to see. And we have the most exciting Panther play so far this season again, and that is Mateo Sapolio returning the ball. Although the last punt didn't seem like he might not have a lot of action tonight.
He seems to be a lot closer to the line of scrimmage this time.
That's a pretty good punt, actually, and directionally sound. Unfortunately, Mateo can't get it, and it's going to take a good Penn Hills Indians bounce, get all the way to the Panther 26. So good job by the Indians changing field position. That's about a 45-yard net.
Yeah, big swing of field position. But still, anything over the 25-yard line, you'll certainly take for starting field position. So we'll see what St. Clair can do here on their 2nd drive of the night.
Apparently, my Bobby Petrini shout-out was very popular among the class of 2005. My former tag team partner, Josh Helmerich, giving me a shout, loving the Bobby Petrini The Bobby Petrini reference there, that was obviously a fabulous football team, fabulous group of athletes, a WPIAL finalist, the section championship team. All right, Erdos is back under center. It looks like pretty much the same unit out there. Tyler Kirk again at the center under the ball. It looks like Matthew Gaither's in at tight end. That's kind of the one difference. Sapolio in motion.
Pitch.
Ooh, little fake. Here comes Mateo. Oh, nice job in run support. Not much there. It looked like some sort of, I don't know what that was, an RPO or something.
It was a little speed option out to the left side. Edge defender for Penn Hills did a good job making Mateo cut up. Wasn't able to get a whole lot of yardage there.
Yeah, getting a little, trying to use a little bit of deception, a little bit of cleverness here, and they put a wrinkle in it. Didn't quite work. So it looks like they're trying to give Heister a little bit of a blow here. Obviously, he's a little banged up, and Aiden Kahn, the junior, is in the game here as the tailback. Actually, now he's a sidecar right. Mateo in motion. Looks like a motion penalty, actually, but here comes Aiden up through. Gets about 3, but I think this one's coming back.
I think it's coming back, Gavin.
Couldn't exactly tell. I don't know if there was some sort of motion forward or one of the interior linemen. I didn't see it, to be perfectly honest.
They threw the flag right as the ball was snapped. My guess it's going to be a legal formation.
There you have it. That's why he makes the big bucks, folks. So yeah, we've got a motion. We've got a legal formation penalty. It was not enough guys on the line or something.
They probably called either not enough or too many men in the backfield. One of the receivers who was supposed to be on the ball was probably not covering up the lineman.
Okay, so not what you want to get here when the offense is struggling a little bit. You get this far behind the stick, 2nd and 15. So probably a passing situation. Going to fake the handoff. Erdos is looking. He's moving, and he's going to be sacked. And we have a flag
Another
down.
flag flies in late.
And it looks like not only do we have a long, big sack for a loss, it looked like also a hold on the Panthers to add insult to injury.
They're traveling in the wrong direction right now, Gavin.
Yeah, I mean, the defenses are really flexing their muscles early on. It seemed like Brady had a decent pocket there for a while, just good coverage down the field.
Wasn't able to find anyone. Yep, and sometimes that happens. It's called a coverage sack.
No, and it's one of those things where it scares you. The first time you kind of throw a pass and you throw an interception, it has to be a little bit disconcerting as a quarterback to, now you're really worried, oh crap, I'm turning over the ball. And it probably makes you think another extra second before you get rid of the ball. All right, so
they declined the holding and they took the sack, so it's going to be 3rd and about 26 yards.
Yeah, obviously you don't have a 3rd and 26-yard play, but it'll be interesting to see if the Panthers try to do something just to get a chunk back. This is Smith again.
QB draw.
Oh, this is not bad. Jamie gets through the middle. Good job. I mean, he probably got about a 15-yard gain, maybe even more. So pretty good from field position purposes, but not going to be a first down. But, that was an interesting kind of call given the formation and the situation.
I think what Coach Junko didn't want to risk was another sack or another possible turnover. Anytime it's 3rd and that long, defense is pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback. Good to get some of the yardage back. We'll see if we can get a good punt here and play the field position battle.
It looks like Coach Ladon has scouted because the 2 guys back are way back. This is a high hanging punt from Ethan Heister. Fair catch called for and made by Penn Hills at about their own 37. Marcus, one thing I usually love to enjoy is if they haven't really scouted as well, to see the punt returners line up like 30, 35 yards and Heister just bombs it over their head. Unfortunately.
I'm sure they learn rather quickly in the game to not stand that close anymore.
Last year in particular, there would be like the first punt of every game would be way over their head and end up being like 70 yards. Ethan's a fabulous punter. And it's got to be a little bit tough when his plant leg's banged up. I would think it'd be super tough to punt. All right, so Penn Hills is sort of winning the battle of field position now. They flip the field and again have it on their own 38, which is a nice starting position here. Duggar, he gets a handoff up the middle, and this is probably the first real running room the Penn Hills Indians have had, and they got a good first down gain, probably about 4.
Good push up front, able to find his way through the A-gap. Like you said, gets about 4, sets up a 2nd down and manageable here.
Some of their backs are they have these real tall linemen and quarterbacks. Some of the backs are really small. It's going to be probably pretty tough for the Panther linebackers to actually pick them up.
You're right. Sometimes the smaller backs, they get lost in the shuffle almost. It's hard to find them and hard to get them to the ground.
I remember they used to talk about Dion Lewis when he was at Pitt, and the opposing team said nobody could see him.
Exactly. He's probably, 5'8", a generous 5'8"?
I've seen him in person.
Yeah.
That may be generous. So another handoff here. This is Ethan Heister. Very nice job from Ethan Heister cleaning up, although a good push from the line there. They really weren't able to move Chimento out of there, and because of that, there was really nowhere to go.
He stood his ground, let the cavalry come to the rescue. Good gang tackle there to leave him with 3rd and about 5 here.
Look who's at right end, my man Marco Carone, the sophomore. He's a nice hooper himself. Good athlete and a very, very bright kid. It's good to see Marco in there. So Panthers, obviously, because of injuries, playing a lot of guys, playing some youth, but they're doing a nice job. So here we are, 3rd and 6 here. See if the Panthers can get back off the field here and keep the Indian offense at bay. Duggar back again. Got time, got a pocket. He's got a man. Oh, and it is dropped.
It's dropped.
Geez, the Panthers got very, very fortunate there because Strader was open. That ball was right on the money and just dropped.
Perfect throw on the deep in route. Linebackers got a little bit too wide in their drops. They found an opening, but fortunately for Upper St. Clair, the receiver dropped the pass.
Not that it should matter because he's their everyday quarterback, but do you put any credence into the fact that it's more difficult to catch a pass from a lefty?
I have heard that. I've never personally played with a left-handed quarterback, so I can't comment on it, but like you said, you would think because he is their everyday quarterback, they would have their timing down by now.
So that's going to be another fair catch from Mateo at about the Panther 31. So we've really just basically seen really good defense and exchanges of punts. But I don't think you mind that if you're the Panthers. First of all, you have a great punter, and second of all, the defense has got to start building some confidence. That they've gotten gashed a little bit, particularly in in last week's game, and so you got to get some confidence back. But we really need the offense to start possessing the ball a little bit.
You're exactly right, and Coach Junko knows that they can score in the blink of an eye. So I think he's happy right now with the way his defense is playing, knowing that it can only take one play for his offense to find the end zone.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if that's what you get. You get a little bit down. So here's Smith. He got a little fake handoff, and Jamie's going to the outside. Oh, wow, he got absolutely stood up. He got hit hard. I think the guy guessed right on the juke.
That was a good open field tackle by number 11, but nonetheless, big run there by Jamie Smith. Biggest play of the night for Upper St. Clair.
Well, Coach Junk said the Duggars would flash a lot on film, and that's Shaden Duggar again, the receiver. So that's absolutely correct. But nice little fake from Jamie and a nice little run there. So Brady's back in the game here at quarterback. It's interesting that they're using Jamie as a change of pace, but mostly to run. I wonder if they're setting something up.
I think you might be onto something, Gavin. We might see him throw the ball before the night's over.
Okay, here's Brady. Here comes Bess. Bess to the outside. Good block from
Good blocking.
And nice. He gets forward, gets about 6. Good stuff from the Panthers. That's the positive plays we need on first down.
Good blocking there by number 11, Ivory Chivers, on the linebacker, letting the running back cut up right outside of him. That was a good job.
Yeah, the Panthers, one thing they have gotten this year is I think the receivers and the ends have done a really good job in the run game blockings, and you need that, particularly when you're not a huge team. The Panthers are not. So it looks like they're going a little tempo here. This is not unusual. Going to try to tear him down. No, nice little cut by Aiden Kahn. He gets a nice little, he slips. He got probably about 10, 12 yards. Good stuff, Macy.
That was a great cut he made at the line of scrimmage, able to find a crease and get another big gain for the Panthers.
Looked like Wyatt Koval pulled there and did a really nice job moving him out to the left. Wyatt's a pretty good athlete. He did a really nice job there in the run blocking.
He's big, he's athletic. He did a good job kicking out the defensive end there, allowed the running back to cut up right inside of him.
So now we got a couple first downs here. The Panthers are starting to get momentum, and they go tempo when they get a first down here, and hopefully they can wear him out a little bit here. Now here comes Mateo.
They're attacking the edge again.
Boy, Duggar did a really nice
great job getting off the block.
Man, they weren't kidding. He's nice.
I think he was able to get a yard or two on the play, but yeah, number 11, Jaden Duggar, is certainly flashed here in the first quarter.
I'm very, very impressed. Because a lot of skill guys who are really known, they don't put this type of work in on the defensive side of the ball. He's been outstanding in run. So, okay, 2nd and 9 here. Panthers in pretty good Penn Hills territory here. We got another different back. This is Greg Corey, the sophomore. Going to fake to Corey. Brady's got it. He's looking to run. He tucks it. Here he comes. Gets to the sidelines. Gets about 5. And he gets out of bounds. It's almost to the end of the first quarter. This quarter has gone blazing fast with all the running.
No, and all the punts too. Penn Hill showed a too high look there. Thought he might have had a chance on the outside fade up at the top of the screen to Derubis. Tucks and runs, able to get 5 yards. We'll see if they try to attack that later on in the game.
And it looks like, the clock shouldn't have ran there, should it? Yeah, so it looks like they're going to reset it to 6 or 7 seconds or whatever it was. I was going to say I didn't feel like
they called him out of bounds. Yeah, okay.
So, okay, it looks like we are definitely not done here. So it looks like they have reset the clock now. And, okay, so now Heaster's in Wildcat. And AC's
coming up to the line as an H-back. I think this is going to be a run to the left here. Nothing doing.
Boy, nothing much. It seems to me that looked like maybe they're in 4-down territory. It makes sense here.
I think you're right. I think what we saw from that play call is they were going to be going for it on 4th down either way.
Okay, so we end the first quarter scoreless as the Panthers and the Indians have been locked in a defensive battle, but the Panthers are in business here in Penn Hills territory but face a 4th and 4 on the opposing 29.
Certainly the most productive drive of the game for either team. We'll see if they're able to turn that into points.
All right, buddy, so put your quarterback or your OC hat on, depending on who's kind of calling the plays here. What do you think we see from the Panthers here?
I've watched a few of their games this year. They love to attack the outsides with bubble screens. I want to say that they might fake a run to try to keep those linebackers in for just a split second, maybe hit Mateo or Besselman quick out to the flat, see if they can make one man miss and get the 5 yards they need for the first down.
I like it. It's a little more simple. It's not quite as high risk. And, we really, it's just as important right now. The Panthers got to get points, obviously, but they got to possess the ball. You don't want your defense to wear down. It is not easy to stop a team that is as multiple and as dangerous as Penn Hills. Got to give a shout out here to my main man, Lauren Anderson, one of my class of 97 brethren, and he's one of our most loyal guys. He and his daughter Abiel are probably at home watching. He's probably making her suffer through this. I hope you guys are having a good night, buddy. Thanks for watching. All right, so this is a big play here early on, as far as second quarter plays go, and I'll be really interested to see what the Panthers come up with. They look like they're
coming out empty. There's no backs in the backfield, so that takes my theory out of the way right away.
Well, they're in 5 wide. They could still do some sort of bubble here with all the, they could have a ton of blocking setting it up, and this is fascinating. I did not expect 5 wide here.
It's like Penn Hill's only going to be rushing 4. Nickel might blitz from the top of the screen. They do send the nickel, and he gets the sack on the play.
Boy, so he sneaked in, and they didn't really account for him at all, though I don't know in that situation. Is that something where you're not going to have the numbers, you got to get rid of the football?
Got to get rid of it. Anytime you're an empty, when you only have 5 blockers, defenses love to blitz that. Nickelback did a good job timing up the blitz there, and unfortunately Erdos was not able to see it in time, and that's a turnover on downs for the Panthers.
So that's the danger in not having any sort of blocking protection back there. It's unfortunate, and the real unfortunate part about it is it was a great drive, but not only do you not get points, but because of the sack, Penn Hills is back in really good field position at the 40.
Their own 40-yard line. You're exactly right, Gavin.
So he's back to throw. Duggar hung up there a little bit, but it's going to be a completion. Good. Jake Hofnagel did a really nice job closing that down, but they got about 5. That's a pretty good first down gain for the, for the Indians there.
They did get 5, but as a defense, you'll live with that. On those short throws, all you want is a quick catch tackle. That's exactly what they got there.
Yeah, Panthers tackling, and I shouldn't say this because every time I say something like this, something disastrous happens, but the Panthers tackling has been really good so far tonight. So here we are in 2nd and 5 here as the second quarter rolls along here, beginning of the second quarter. Fakes the handoff. Duggar's coming to the outside. Here's Banbury, and Mark's got him again. Mark Banbury has just made his presence felt with authority tonight. That's a big, big play.
That's his 3rd tackle for loss in the first half alone. Great play there, getting them behind the sticks again. Penn Hills tried a little bootleg to the right with a left-handed throwing quarterback. Makes it kind of hard to get rid of the ball. He wasn't able to check it down to the flat, and he takes a sack there.
The one thing that was really impressive there is Mark's a big guy, although he's very athletic, shockingly athletic. I mean, he's a hooper. But, that quarterback has been getting outside, been faking, and Mark just really tracked him down, didn't let him make a move, and brought him to the ground. All right, so 3rd and 17. We've seen a lot of these, I feel like. Duggar's back to throw. He's got time this time. Now here comes Banbury. They're going to throw it out of bounds. Nobody
pass.
open. Great coverage from the Panthers.
And the Panthers again force a punt, 3 and out. Their defense has definitely been up to the test here early on in this game.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great sign to see, and it's really been all phases. The linebackers have been really good in pursuit, have tackled very well. The coverage has been excellent, and they've gotten pressure even when only rushing 3 or 4.
Like you said, it's good to see the linebackers playing this well because, as we were talking about before the game, that's where they have a lot of injuries right now. So the fact that unit is playing well could go a long way for the rest of this game.
They called grounding because he wasn't outside the pocket. So that's a spot foul. That's a big play. Not that it matters because it's 4th and 17, who cares? But look at what that's going to be in terms of a loss of field position. They were at the 33-yard line. They started that series at the 40. They're going to be all the way back because he dropped back a good bit. They're going to be all the way back to about their own 19-yard line here. So that's a loss of 21 yards of field position.
You're exactly right. And because it was a loss of down, it goes automatically to 4th down as well. They don't get to replay that down to get some of the yardage back.
Okay, so this could be really good field position for the Panthers. Got to make sure they field the punt cleanly. That is going to be a key here. Mateo's coming over. He's going to call fair catch. He does a really nice job adjusting, and they're going to get the ball in Penn Hill's territory.
Plus territory. What more can you ask for?
Not much.
Especially after a turnover on downs.
So I will be interested to see here again. And this game has sort of been a bit of a chess match, which I like. It helps me sort of learn football. But it seems like the stuff with Jamie, where he's been in, where they've done a little bit of misdirection, kind of run him straight up the gut, has been very, very effective. I wonder if they're going to, kind of go back to some of that, or even some more quick hitter stuff, just right up the gut.
And what that does too is I doubt Penn Hills was prepared for Jamie to take any snaps today at quarterback. So when you don't have film, you aren't expecting it, you can get gashed a little bit on big plays.
I never thought about that in terms of not having any sort of film to watch, so they have no idea what to prepare for. Good little cutback from AC. He gets about 6 there. Nice first down game.
He showed good patience getting out to the edge, followed his blockers, cut up field, and able to get 6 on first down. That's what you're looking for.
The part of this I also like is because they probably think Jamie's a pure Wildcat guy. He can really throw it. I'll be interested to see if they go to that at some point here, because he's done nothing but run. So here's Brady again. He's going to find AC too, and they are going interior here. And AC does a nice job. Good forward lean. Gets a first down for the Panthers. All right, so Panthers are going tempo again, 1st and 10 at the 35. And it's good to see the Panthers starting to adjust a little bit. The offensive line is starting to really push, especially in the interior. Really good stuff from Fennell and Kirk and Banbury on the interior, and starting to make some gains.
This is probably the most consistent I've seen them run the ball up to this point.
Coaches love that. All right, so Erdo's back. Aiden's at the sidecar here. He's going to be back to throw. Oh, they got a man. AC. Oh, what a catch. That is an incredible catch by Duggar, and here he comes. He's coming down the sidelines. He got plenty of room. Uh-oh, there's a man down. He's still going, and there goes the field position, and Chase Rosenberry, number 77, is down injured for the Panthers.
All right, he is able to get up. But
that was an incredible catch.
Gavin, I'm not sure that's the defensive back that we should be trying on a deep route.
Besselman's obviously been a huge threat. He's great in the air in terms of making plays, but you're right. I mean, that is incredible. I couldn't tell whether the pass was a little bit further to the outside than Bess would have liked it. He looked like he had a beat to the inside, but that's just an incredible athletic play from Duggar.
Great play by the defensive back. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do when a player of his caliber makes a play like that.
Wow. So I am more than impressed with some of the stuff we've seen from number 11 there in white. So again, it looked like the Panthers were in really, really good shape, going to at least get some points, but they did not, and now the Penn Hills is back in great field position at the 42. Looked like they were setting up a screen. Banbury got through again. They're going to go deep downfield, and he's not going to get there. It's going to be Aiden Kahn and Matthew Gaither meeting at the quarterback for a sack.
Good job by Banbury making him step up in the pocket. Nobody's open downfield. Matt Gaither's able to come up from his linebacker position, contain the quarterback, and again get another sack for the Panther defense.
I feel like the quarterbacks are struggling a little bit tonight due to the pressure. It just seems like they've had so much of a pass rush, both guys, that they're just missing guys and not seeing, or it could be just great coverage downfield. But boy, Panther defense, just take your hat off right now. With all the injuries, they're still doing a fabulous, fabulous job. So 2nd and 13 here. Penn Hills in the 40, 8.5 to go in the second quarter. Looks like the linebackers are threatening a blitz. They're coming. This is Easter. Throw it to the outside. Oh, what a throw. And he caught it. He kept his toes in, and that was a terrific throw running left, and that's Duggar to Duggar for a first down for the Indians.
Great throw and catch. Number 13, Jamie Smith, just a hair too late getting there. Just missed getting his hand on the ball, and that's going to be a first down, I think.
No, it's like third and 1.
3rd and 1, okay. They're not moving the chains. This is a big play here.
A huge play. It's not hard to see right now who the guys have been. I mean, they have just been incredibly impressive. But that's a great throw. That's a long throw on the move. So here we go. 3rd and 1. Can the Panthers hold? They're going up the gut. Now there's a lot of room there, and he's still going. He's still going, and they're barely getting him down. Jamie Smith gets him down all the way to the Panther 34.
Good job by number 4, Amir Key for Penn Hills, keeping his feet moving, able to break through that initial contact and get a first down for Penn Hills.
So the Panthers have got to be careful here because, it's been one of those situations where the momentum has shifted drastically back and forth, kind of due to big plays, due to turnovers, things like that. I don't think you want to be giving up the first score in this football game.
Especially with how they played in the first quarter. This is where they're really going to have that bend, don't break mentality. They've had some adversity. Penn Hills is driving now. We'll see if they can, again, force some more negative plays and, stall out this drive.
So we've got 7:50 to go here. Penn Hills has a first down in Panther territory at the 34, and it's going to be interesting. I'm kind of glad they got a timeout there. They can kind of regroup and make sure they're, because they have been on the field a lot this half. There's no question about that. Fortunately, it's not overwhelmingly hot. I'm getting some feedback that his mic is going in and out. Are you hearing that? That Marcus's mic is kind of going in and out. Are you hearing that at all? Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. That's part of the live broadcasts. So here we are again, and Marcus, what would you suggest right now in terms of, do you think there's a counter adjustment now that the Panthers have to do to adjust to what Penn Hills is doing? Anything?
Honestly, their receiver just made a huge play. That was a really good throw. They've been getting good penetration up front. I don't know that they have to necessarily change anything, but at least for certainly they got to tackle better there because they could have had him for about no gain, and he's able to get 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a fake up the middle. He took it to the outside, and it's interesting. Julian Duggar, the quarterback, is only a sophomore. He doesn't look like he's quite as built in terms of his frame as his senior brother, but still, I mean, these guys have some size on them.
They definitely do, especially for skill players.
Yeah, that's my point. So they got about 4 or 5 there. It's going to be second and, let's say, 6 from the Panther 30. Up the middle again. They're getting a little bit better surge right now. They went deep down the line of scrimmage there. Got probably about 3. We're going to have another
third and short.
And just what we talked about earlier. The one thing the Panthers defense was doing great early on was sitting them in a second and third and long. Now they're getting good, meaningful gains on first down, second down. Now it's a lot tougher to stop them considering all the things they can do.
Those runs that were going for 0 to 1 yard in the first quarter are now hitting for 3 or 4. And again, that's just making these third down conversions a lot more manageable.
That's a big difference in a game like this where it's not there's not a whole lot of fireworks. So third and, let's say, 3 here, might be a short 3. They got a full house backfield here. Sidecar and a tailback. Ball goes to the tailback. Great stuff. Boy, Banbury was way in the backfield there. He almost beat him to the handoff, and then Aiden Besselman did a great job coming up and run support from the free safety position. And I'm guessing this is 4 down territory, but that's good stuff from the Panthers.
It's great team defense again. Mark Banbury is living in the Penn Hills backfield right now. Besselman does a good job playing aggressive, knowing the down and distance, knowing that a run was probably coming, flying up from his safety position and making a tackle for no gain.
So that's a loss of 1. So now we're at about 4th and 4. You're probably not going to punt or kick a field goal in this situation, just in this part of the field.
It looks like the offense is on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Not surprising at all. So we got like a
bunch to the left.
Yeah.
I think they're going to roll out to the left-hand side.
Here it is.
Here it comes.
He looks like he's
going to keep it and run.
Oh, he got stuck. No, I don't think he got it.
He's going to be short.
Boy, somebody came up, and I couldn't quite tell who it was, but they really lowered the boom. It looked like that might have been Zach Ehas, number 52, did a great job of containing because that looked like that had a chance to go.
It did. They had numbers to the outside. Number 52, Zach Ehas, does a great job making the play. 4th and short, gets them off the field. Again, another huge stop by St. Clair. We'll see if the offense can put some points on the board.
That is a huge play right there. Great. Another momentum shift back for the Panthers. You can see the captain, number 5, Brady Bartusiak. He's all fired up. If you know Brady, he's a big-time leader, and he is imploring the offense. Let's get going. He's the type of guy who you just love to have on your football team.
He's a big vocal leader. He leads by example. He plays with high energy, which I think is something that St. Clair really values.
He's a fabulous kid. I coached him. He is just as top shelf as they come. So, all right, Panthers back on offense. Let's see if they can get something going here. This is Brady. He gives it to AC. He's battling forward, but unfortunately, he was almost beat to the position there by the time he got the handoff. It was good leg drive just to get maybe a yard, but not much there. So it looks like Cody Martin is also in at wide receiver number 8. He is a tall, athletic kid, another hooper.
It seems that Upper St. Clair's playing a lot of people early on, at least in this game. I know they have to in certain positions, but even on the line and other skill positions as well.
Oh, here comes Aiden. He got a gap. Here comes AC. Here he goes. He's up to 45. Oh, the turf monster got him, but he does get to midfield for about a 25-yard gain. Great stuff.
You know, you never like to see a turf monster claim a victim on your own team, but nonetheless, fantastic run by Aiden Kahn. That might be the longest play of the night for St. Clair. And again, they're in business. They're at midfield. They got 4 minutes and 55 seconds to work with.
I feel like the best plays they've had have been right in the interior. I think the interior of the line has done a reasonably good job, even if it takes a little bit of deception, like a counter or a trap or something. Done a nice job here. So here's Jamie's back in at quarterback now. They fake the handoff. Here comes Jamie. He's got a little bit of room. He gets about 4. Good stuff.
Good first down gain.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't think that Upper St. Clair having success running the ball up the middle and Mark Banbury coming back, I feel like that might have something to do with it, Gavin. I don't know.
It's so funny. I talked about how I was basically told that, Mark was going to play one side of the ball and, he might be limited, and he's played every play.
Yeah.
So Jamie's still in a quarterback here. Oh, he fumbles the snap. Oh, that's so unfortunate, and that's going to result in about a 3 or 4 yard loss. I couldn't tell whether the snap was low or he just peaked a little quick, but they were in a really good situation. Now it's 3rd and 9.
The snap was a tad low. He might have taken his eyes off it, looking to find the hole early on. But fumbled snaps are things that kill drives. Hopefully for Upper St. Clair, they're able to pick this up, but not what you want to see after a couple positive plays in a row.
So one thing we've got to see is the Panthers start making plays in the passing game. I'm not even sure they have a completion yet, and it's really, it's such a focal part of their offense with the playmakers they have at the receiver position. They have got to do a better job of getting the ball down the field.
They're going empty again. We'll see if Penn Hill sends pressure. We know they did earlier in the empty set.
And it's going to be a timeout from Coach Junko because the play clock was winding down. So that's only the first timeout for the Panthers. We got 3:18 to go here in the first half, and the Panthers in Penn Hill's territory trying to salvage some points before halftime. All right, Marcus. So, again, I'm not as much playing OC here, but what do you see in terms of something the Panthers can do to start having some success in anything other than maybe interior run?
Well, we know that this defense has some tremendous skill players on it at the moment. Sometimes you have to take advantage of that by using their speed and agility against them. Maybe some kind of misdirection, maybe some kind of throwback, because it doesn't seem like our standard routes, just line up and playing football, are getting receivers open at this point, and then everything's covered down the field. They're finding a way to get home to the quarterback as well.
Well, let's see what they come up with. The other possibility is, and we talked about this, although I think Strader might be on the other side, who's obviously a fabulous athlete, but maybe Jaden Duggar is again not the guy we necessarily want to target.
Not the guy that you want to target, exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting. Strader's out there on Mateo. But the Panthers have a bunch of good receivers.
They do.
Darubis is a really good threat. And so obviously he's on Besselman, and that makes sense because. Bess has been so instrumental so far in the passing game, but maybe go someplace else, maybe find a tight end.
They are going empty again. Got 3 receivers here to the bottom of the screen.
And they got Gaither in as the tight end, and AC is the running back playing sort of the wide receiver spot. Here's Brady. He's creating some room for himself. He's looking up. Oh, boy, he had Mateo, and it would have been close to the stick, but he airmailed it. And unfortunately, that's going to be 4th down, and it looks like it's going to be another punt situation for the Panthers.
I thought Erdos did a good job there of stepping up, scrambling to the right, extending the play. Mateo was able to work towards the middle of the field, just weren't able to connect there.
Yeah, I think he did exactly what you wanted him to do in terms of buying time for himself. He kept his eyes down the field, just a little high on the throw. It's okay. It would be nice to be able. We have not been able to pin Penn Hills deep in their own territory, and that would be nice. It would just be interesting to see how they might deal with the shadow of their own end zone. It's a pretty beautiful punt from Eastern.
Another high punt. They're going to let it bounce. takes a good Upper St. Clair roll, and that's going to get down there to about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, that's just what the doctor ordered. You know, if you have been watching Ethan Easter punt, obviously he's outstanding at it, but the one thing he does is he puts so much hang time on the ball that there's never a return, and so it's there's never any damage done against the punt team for St. Clair. It's just really, really a valuable weapon. All right, so 3:01 here to go, and I guess you hope if you're the Panthers, you can get a 3-and-out here and take advantage of the fact that this is great. You know, the first real deep field position Penn Hills has had. Try to get the ball back and get some points.
Get some points before half. You're exactly right. St. Clair's been doing a great job of getting negative plays on first down, putting Penn Hills behind the sticks. We'll see if they can do that here on 1st and 10.
Tell you what, Marcus, if you'd have given me 15 guesses what the score would be like at halftime, none of them would have been 0-0.
I would have been right there with you.
Duggar's back to throw Banbury in there again, but he gets outside him. He's going to go down the field. It's good coverage. Mateo. Oh, my God, he somehow caught the ball. Unbelievable. Jaden Duggar again on basically a pure jump ball situation. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened. I thought that might have been intercepted. I don't know if he grabbed it off of Mateo's back. That was one of the weirdest plays I've ever seen, to be honest with you.
Mateo's sort of suggesting that there might have been a push-off, but I don't know what happened.
And unfortunately, it looks like that might be Duggar. He's down on the play.
Hopefully it's just a cramp for Jaden Duggar because, you know, as much as I am an Upper St. Clair partisan and a homer, he's been unbelievable to watch.
And you never want to see someone go down, especially in a high school football game.
No, absolutely not. So you obviously hope it is not anything serious, just a cramp or something like that, because he has made 3 or 4 just absolutely superlative plays this evening. But that play was just sort of flukish. If you can hear the TV guys next to us, they suggested that at one point the ball was basically rolling down Sapolio's back.
Yeah, it looked like he grabbed it off of his back. It was really bizarre. And it was right here in front of us, but we still couldn't exactly see what the heck happened.
Now, it's better to be lucky than good sometimes, but it seems like Jaden Duggar may be both.
Maybe both.
So he's walking off okay, and my guess is, and I hope that we will see him again. But, so the Panthers now, all of a sudden, field position has totally shifted. Now you're thinking we've got to keep them off the board. This is the handoff. They're running the ball up the middle and gets a good gain, probably at least 4. A good surge from the Indians' offensive line, and a good first down gain, good positive gain. Time is ticking now. We're at 2:10 to go here in the half. Duggar again, going to throw a little out. Got his man, going to get out of bounds, going to get a first down there for the Indians. Right at the, oh no, they're going to say he was out of bounds just short of the lead stick, so we got about 3rd and 1 here. It's really the first time we've seen anything like that. It was kind of an intermediate under route. Well thrown.
Another big play here, 3rd and short. St. Clair was able to stop them on the last possession. We'll see if they can do it again.
Yeah, I mean, and the other part of this is, there is 2 minutes left, and you'd think, so what? They're on the 26-yard line. Well, Penn Hills has run the ball a lot, and in high school football there isn't a whole lot of clock stopping. There's no 2-minute warning or anything like that. So no guarantees here that the clock is not an issue. It looked like there was some movement on the offensive line. Yeah, absolutely. It was either a bad snap,
a false start. What they did was they tried to jump the quarterback up there real quick and do a quick QB sneak, but I think someone on the line moved.
And that's really a backbreaker if you're Penn Hills. You're trying to go quick. You're trying to kind of catch them off balance, and you go from 3rd and 1, which is a play you expect to make, to 3rd and 6 in a game that hasn't exactly been an offensive showdown. So you got to be very frustrated.
And if you're Upper St. Clair, you need to take advantage of that crucial mistake right now and get off the field again.
Yeah, particularly without Jaden Duggar out there. I mean, I'm not pointing to one guy being the end-all, be-all, but at the same time, every big play they've gone to him.
Seems to have been number 11 in white.
So here we go, 3rd and 6 for the Panthers. They're going to fake it. Duggar's going to keep. He's going. He gets about 3. Gets about half of it. Again, my expectation here is they will probably go for it. The timeout is called out. I don't know who's calling the timeout here. So Penn Hills is going to call it. So they're going to regroup here and try to come up with something here on 4th down. Marcus, do you have any sort of expectation, or do you think it's going to be another boot-type left, which didn't work last time, although it still looked like the play was set up to work?
Well, the left is the short side of the field right now. I'm not sure that they want to run their quarterback without as much room. And rolling him to the right, he's got to turn his shoulders and make that throw. That would be the play here if they're comfortable with him making that play. That gives them more grass to work with. But I think they're going to play to the strength of their quarterback, let him have a run-pass option here on 4th and short to try to move the chains.
Yeah, it seems like in all the big plays it has been some sort of RPO, some sort of the ability where he has been able to get outside and sort of create. And I have to give him a lot of credit. I mean, as a sophomore, the things you question, obviously, maturity, decision-making, things like that. He's made really good decisions. He's protected the ball, no turnovers. So very impressed with Julian Duggar so far.
Looks like they're going trips to the wide side of the field. Single back formation. We'll see if they attack the edge or if they try to run it up the middle.
Going right up the middle. Oh no, Duggar kept it. Boy, that's close. That is really, really close. It looks like he got, to me, he might have been just short of the 25.
Defensive end did a great job staying home on that play and giving them a chance to get off the field.
He did, and Matthew Gaither did a really nice job of coming up and making the stick. But I've been really impressed with Ehas on the exterior right now, the defensive end spot. He seems to be really stout against the run. So here's the this is a huge play right here. There's a minute 43 left in the half, and you're in a 0-0 game. You get a first down here, all of a sudden points are very, very possible. I'm not going to guess. I can't see that far.
And we'll just wait for the chain game. We don't have the best angle on it either, so.
No, we don't, and it's a far side, and frankly, I'm old and my vision isn't great anyway. I guarantee technologically there is a much better way to do this, but it's like the most, there's so much natural drama created by this. Oh, they just got it. It was so close.
Well, Gavin, they always say football is a game of inches. It seems cliche, but how many times a game do you see something like this happen and they're able to get a first down?
Yeah, that's a huge play right there, and the Panthers are going to have to adjust to the mental I thought I was off the field. They're going to have to adjust to the mental swing there of, not getting the stop and really bear down here. So new set of downs here for the Indians. Heaster looked like he was coming. Now he is coming. Duggar's throwing it over there to the outside. Nice catch. But Besselman is there, closed him down pretty quickly. Gain of about 5.
That's a good tackle out there in space by number 4, Aiden Besselman. Good catch by the receiver, flipping his hips, making an over-the-shoulder catch. But if you're St. Clair, you're happy to keep that to kind of a minimal gain on first down.
And like I said about the time, again, it didn't seem like it was going to be an issue, but they only have one timeout left now, and we're down to a minute 10. High school football, it isn't splash plays all the time, so they're taking their time here. It's not exactly a hurry up either. So
blitz is coming from St. Clair.
Boy, that ball was in the air a long time. Good job. Oh, nice tackle by Huffnagel. He did a really nice job. That shouldn't be a first down. And Penn Hills is going to use their third.
They burned their final timeout.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're at about 52 seconds left. It looks like about 3rd and 1. Huffnagel did a really nice job holding on, getting him down, no first down, and keeping him down in the field of play. So, and the other good part about this is, again, we've mentioned this several times, but I think the Panther defense has been on the field a lot, and they're probably a little bit tired at this point. These breaks are probably a good thing for the Panther defense. All right, so here's the other question. If you're the Panthers right now, obviously it's probably 4-down territory, but do you risk really sending the house here or something like that, being aggressive, trying to stop them, knowing that this team has the ability to take the top off and get one score?
Personally, I would send a blitz here, 3rd and short. They're probably going to be running the ball. A tackle for loss is going to go a long way, especially because they don't have timeouts. We talked about that clock's going to be ticking. They're going to have to make a decision on the fly whether they want to try to go for it or run out the kick unit. So we'll see, but I would definitely look to send pressure here if I'm St. Clair.
Yeah, some of my other colleague hosts have laughed because I would be like stupid video game aggressive, and they're like, I'm glad you're not the coach, man.
On this, with down and distance, the way this offense has been playing, I think they're going to send 1 or 2 linebackers here.
Penn Hills does have 4 receivers into the game, 1 tailback in, and they've been kind of in the pistol set most of the night. and they're going straight up the middle. Now, oh, this is trouble. Gets to the outside. He is in the end zone for a touchdown for Penn Hills. That is a backbreaker. They strike first with 46 seconds to go in the first half.
It did not look like St. Clair sent any pressure. They were able to run off the right side. Running back made one good cut, made one man miss, and that's the first points of the night right there.
Yeah, that is a big, big momentum shift there for the Panthers. And, there isn't a whole lot of time left, barring a return, for the Panthers to even get anything in the offense. So it looks like the Panthers are going to be facing a deficit at halftime with some big adjustments to be made. Extra point up, pretty darn good there from the Indians, and that's going to be 7-0 right before the end of the first half. Bit of a gut punch there, and I'm sure the Panthers are very disappointed given how they've played. But the turnover game has been the story. I mean, they have turned over the ball, what is it, 2 or 3 times?
2 times on down, and I think 2 interceptions. So if you count the on downs, that's 4 turnovers in the first half for Upper St. Clair. We talked about it before the game. The team that's going to take care of the ball better. I know it sounds simple to say, but sometimes in a high school game, that's all the difference in the world.
Absolutely, and what the Panthers are going to need in terms of momentum changes is exactly that. It's going to be a big play, whether it's in the special teams, whether it's a long play on offense where somebody breaks one, or even a turnover the other way. The defense has been great tonight, but you'd like to see them maybe force a turnover. I already mentioned they have a sophomore quarterback who's been fabulous so far, but make him try to turn over the ball.
Now, what's interesting here too, with 46 seconds left, they do have 2 timeouts. We've seen, not tonight per se, but St. Clair has had some big games in weeks past through the air. So if they're able to somehow squeak away with points here and get the ball at half, they could turn this right around. And it all starts right here with Sapolio, see if he can help them out with field position here on the kickoff.
Well, again, I've already talked about how I'd be stupid aggressive, but there's no chance with the playmakers the Panthers have that I wouldn't be throwing the ball, trying to get a big play down the field, particularly if Duggar's not in the game to guard Bess. They go wide here. Mateo does have it.
He's going to reverse field.
Looking for a lane, cuts it up. Oh, here he goes. There goes Mateo. And that's good field position for the Panthers all the way to the 38.
We talked about able to get him up almost to the 40-yard line. They got 39 seconds left with 2 timeouts. We know the leg that Bennett Henderson has. Maybe 1 or 2 big completions could put them in field goal range.
Totally agree, Marcus. I don't see any way. Coach Junko's a pretty aggressive guy by nature. As much as the offense has struggled, I don't see any way he doesn't look, particularly down the field. I mean, maybe on first down you go play action and try to go for it all. Duggar's back in the game. Garden Besselman, he looks like he's fine. So, unfortunately, there goes my brilliant plan. So it's going to be Aiden Kahn here. Gets to the outside, tracked down. Probably going to be a timeout here from the Panthers. Maybe not. I'm very surprised, to be honest, with this type
too. I did not think that Upper St. Clair would be happy going down 7-0 at halftime with the way their defense has played. I thought they would have tried to get some points here, knowing that they get the ball to start the second half as well.
It may be a fact that they just really don't have confidence with the offense right now, which is, it makes sense. But here comes AC to the outside, just short of the first down stick. But we only have 5 seconds left in the first half, so regardless of the field position, doesn't look like the Panthers are too aggressively seeking points at this point. It will be interesting to see whether they do try to, do the Hail Mary. All right, so it looks like our last play of the first half here. Erdos is in the pistol formation. Kahn behind him. And it's going to be another run. Here comes AC up the middle. He gets a first down, but that is going to end the half. And at halftime, the Panthers trail the Indians 7-0, and we will be back to discuss the first half and more after a nice little break here.
Once more, let's give it up for the pride of Penn Hills. You're in the midst of a Disney show. And next up, the band will go over to Epcot. While there, they can head over to a World Showcase and stop at the country of Norway, where there is a ride called Frozen After After, dedicated to all things about the 2013 movie Frozen. We already built a snowman with the mallet section, and now it's time to get into the boat, visit Elsa and friends, and let's go into the unknown. first song you heard was from the Avengers, and now the band closes out their main tour this evening at Hollywood Studios. In Echo Lake, they will get on a ride called Star Tours that will take them on a 3D space flight to a galaxy far, far away. It's time to get those lightsabers out as we hear the theme song from the 2019 movie Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. You have just gone on a tour of Disney with the pride of Penn Hills, the Penn Hills Big Red Marching Band. The band is led by Tiffany Szynski. Assistant directors are Lauren Fitzroy and Brandy Permanese. Color guard instructors are Cassie Kirby and Paige Bach. Percussion instructor is Dave Kirby. Majorette captain is Avery Keeler. Color guard captain is Maylee Neanderthal. And our drum majors this evening are Gabby Berkovich and Dominic Frollo. This is the voice of the band, Eric Cooper, saying thank you so much for your attention and support this evening. Tomorrow, the band goes to Yacht to compete in their second public competition of the season. We wish them good luck for that. And now I'm going to turn it over to a great Penn Hills alumnus from 1973, Paul, as he brings out your Upper St. Clair Marching Band. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the fine and performing arts of the Upper St. Clair Township Schools, we present the pride of Upper St. Clair, the Upper St. Clair High School Panther Marching Band. led by drum majors Andrew Miller and Carter Chu, and auxiliary captains Grace Kelly and Isabella Malasco. It's time for our 2021 halftime show. Music is what feelings feel like. We'll start with our 2016 best-selling song written by Justin Timberlake with more than 3.3 million downloads. Here's Can't Stop the Feeling. Next up is a song by the American pop rock band Imagine Dragons. Powerful emotions are expressed in their lyrics. This is Warriors. Editions. We present a contemporary R&B and pop love song, incorporating the elements of hip-hop, soul, and 70s style funk music. Please enjoy the 2003 hit made famous by American singer Beyonce. This is Crazy in Love. There you have it. This is the 21-22 edition of the Pride of Upper St. Clair.
All right, the winning number.
For tonight's 50-50 raffle, ticket number 388232. Again, the winning number for 50-50.
All right, welcome back here to the start of the second half. Still got about a minute left on the halftime clock, thanks to the Pride of the Panthers Marching Band for another outstanding performance at halftime. So Marcus, we're obviously going to have to make some adjustments, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. We were in the negative yardage in terms of passing yards of the first half. What have you seen so far, and what are some potential things the Panthers can do to get back on track?
Well, you talked about the passing yards. It's never good to have negative passing yards in a half, but what they have been able to do is run the ball successfully. 94 rushing yards at the half, pretty good. Having a lot of success off tackle. Jamie Smith has come in, run a couple Wildcat plays, had some success there. We'll see if they can mix and match some of those runs, and then we'll see if they can get something going through the air here in the second half.
I gotta think one of the keys to the second half, and we talked about this a little bit at the end of the first, is splash plays, particularly maybe forcing a turnover defense to offense, because right now it's been tough sledding on the offense.
When your offense can't get much going, it's up to the defense to kind of get you your momentum back, maybe score on defense, score on special teams, have a big turnover. They've been doing a good job of holding them, forcing punts. Unfortunately, the offense just hasn't been able to capitalize.
Do you think there's anything strategic in terms of something they could do on the offensive side of the ball to maybe try to get some space, try to get some confidence in the passing game? What would you do if you were coming in from half?
Well, we know that Besselman is one of their top receivers, and it seems like number 11, Jaden Duggar, has been following him for most of the game. He has an interception already. So some of the other guys for Upper St. Clair are going to have to step up and make a play. If their best DB is on someone else, you're going to have to win your one-on-one matchups. So look for Sepulio, DeRubis, guys like that to hopefully have more of an impact here in the second half.
All right, so part of this is, and it's another potential opportunity. We saw him almost break one the last time he touched it, but this is the second opportunity for number 2, the senior Matteo Sepulio, to make another big play in the special teams, because he is very, very dangerous with the ball in his hands. I'll be interested to see if Penn Hills goes short.
And with the way St. Clair's offense has been playing, I would be very surprised if they kick him the ball right here.
I certainly would not. But here we go, and they are definitely going to kick it to him, and they are going long, and they get over his head. That's a beautiful
Fantastic kick.
Yeah, it was directionally sound. It was over his head, and that's a really bad break for the Panthers, because starting at the 20-yard line, it must feel like a huge long field for the Panthers the way the offense is going. All right, so let's see if the Panthers line up any differently. The other possibility is, although Aiden Kahn's been having a really good day running the ball, I'll be interested to see if Ethan Heister sees a little more time on the offensive side of the ball. I know he's really banged up. It's very difficult for him to cut, but at the end of the day, these are big games right now. It'll be interesting to see if he can do a little more on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, we haven't seen him much since that opening drive in the first quarter, so they might look to ride Kahn here the rest of the way.
So AC has it. He gets stopped. Now he gets forward. Good forward lean for about 5.
There's that play that they've been hitting off tackle. That's a good first down play. We'll see if they can keep on moving.
Looks like they are kind of going tempo again. But look, the Panther offensive line has done a pretty good job in the run blocking game. I have no real concerns with the way they have blocked. They keep going right there. Koval and Fennell doing a nice job. And this is AC again. He breaks it. He cuts it. Cuts up the middle. Gets close to the lead stick. I think that's going to be a first down at the 30.
Good run there by Kahn. Cutting off the right side of the line of scrimmage. Making a guy miss in the middle of the field and able to pick up a first down.
Now it looks like Lipinski's in at left guard now, number 53. I wonder if Marcus Fennell got hurt. I hope he did not. I see him as big 75 down there on the sideline, so hopefully he'll be back. But that's a nice to not go 3 and out. Good first down for the Panthers, getting a little breathing room here. This is AC again up the middle. Good leg drive
good
there.
First down run.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's nice to see Upper St. Clair not panicking. Their offense didn't play great in the first half, but still a one-possession game here. They had success running the ball. Nice to see them go right back to what was working in the first half. Now we'll just see if they can turn that into points.
Well, yeah, I mean, we talked so much about the passing game, how you have to get it going, but maybe the key is focus on what you're doing well. This is AC again up the middle. They brought a lot of guys, but they didn't get him down. AC's still on his feet. They're going to bring him down, but again, he got 3, and you were in a great position here at 3rd and 2.
Now, it'll be interesting to see here if now St. Clair wants to take a shot down the field. They've opened up the second half with 4 or 5 straight runs. We saw a lot of Penn Hills defenders in the box on that play. They might be starting to cheat up for the run a little bit, maybe making them more susceptible to something over the top.
Yeah, Aiden's doing a really nice job keeping his feet, getting forward lean, making guys miss, not letting the first guy bring him down. So 3rd and 2. I guess I'd be a little bit surprised if they went away from the run game, being that they keep getting positive yardage, and Penn Hills has yet to really stop it. But So here we go again. We got the 4 receivers in there. Erdos at the quarterback position. Looks like Penn Hills is bringing guys again. Here's Ace. Oh, no, they fumbled the ball. They fumbled the exchange, and it is going to be Penn Hills football. And again, what we could not have is the turnovers, and that is a huge, huge play in this football game. Turning the ball over once again in their own end, and that is the 3rd Panther turnover.
3rd turnover in about 2 quarters and 2 minutes into the second one. Now Penn Hills again starting in St. Clair territory. Not how you want it to open up the second half if you're the Panthers.
Now they just can't get any positive momentum, Marcus. It seems like every time they get a first down, do a little bit, positive, it gets right back in them. And let's not kid ourselves here. Turnovers are back-breaking plays. They are momentum-changing plays, and everyone is going against the Panthers tonight. So, okay, the Panthers cannot afford to break here. They cannot afford to, two scores is just incredibly difficult. There's Duggar to Duggar. They're running a post pattern. Duggar's open. He's got it, and that is going to be a touchdown. Unbelievable. Jaden Duggar once again shielding off Sapolio from the back. Double coverage, doesn't matter. Touchdown, Penn Hills.
I'm going to be honest, that was pretty good coverage there by Mateo Sapolio, but that's a big receiver at any level, especially the high school level. He does a good job there of shielding Sapolio with his body. Not much he can do. Great throw, great catch. Penn Hills up 13-0.
Yeah, Aiden Kahn was in there. I think he's more of a linebacker. He looked like he was in more of a safety role there, and he just couldn't quite get there. It's really been difficult. They were advertised, watch the Duggar brothers, and they've been every bit as good as advertised and then some. That was a good throw. Only his brother could catch the ball. Good shield, good catch, and Panthers are in some serious trouble right now. Snap is down, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. And Penn Hills early in the second half has doubled their lead, 14-0, and the Panthers have got to regroup mentally because all of a sudden, the ball possession and the things like that, not quite as much in play when you're down multiple scores.
That was about the worst thing that could happen for Upper St. Clair to start the second half, but on the positive note, again, it's still only a 2-possession game. There's a lot of time left, but right now is where it has to take a turn for the better for St. Clair. They got to put in the end zone on this drive.
And they can't turn over the football. You absolutely can't squander the opportunities that you have through something sloppy. And the field position game, it's not like Penn Hills has gone 85 yards on their touchdown. They're taking advantage of good field position and St. Clair mistakes. If you clean that up, I think you'd be in okay shape. I mean, the score should probably be 0-0, but and the defense is getting tired. I mean, they're on the field too much. St. Clair's not possessing the ball, and so let's hope Mateo gets an opportunity here. I want to see him. He is so dangerous with the ball in his hands. Hopefully, he gets a chance here.
Looks like they're going to kick it to him.
Here comes Mateo, looking for a cutback. He finds a lane. Can he get to the outside? Good block from Swigert. Here comes Mateo. Oh, they threw a flag. I disagree. I saw that block. They're going to call a hold on Huffnagel, but I do not agree with the call.
Great return by Sapolio, but like you said, Gavin, looks like this one's coming back.
Wow, I actually saw the block. I didn't see an issue with it.
So it wasn't a block in the back. They called a hold, it looks like.
Well, so you don't usually see a hold if you don't get outside the shoulder pads, which I didn't think he was. But, boy, talk about another huge momentum shift. It looks like, the sideline was starting to get excited to get it out to midfield, and now they're going to be starting on their own 10.
Not what you want for an offense that's struggling, starting deep in their own territory. But at the end of the day, someone's got to make a play right here and right now for Upper St. Clair on this drive.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I think they really miss Jamal is, he's their big play, their home run threat in the backfield. AC, Ethan Easter, they'll hit you up, they'll get chunks and things like that. But, Jamal can take you to the house anytime, and I think they really miss that threat.
He's a fantastic player, and when you're missing someone of that caliber, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. I think the guys who have filled in have done a good job up to this point. But again, somebody else is going to have to be that guy.
So here comes AC again, and you're right. They are really sucking guys up to the line of scrimmage at this point. Just Darren St. Clair has got to beat him through the air. So, all right, let's see how the Panthers adjust here. It's not ideal to be doing it in this territory anyway. You like to, if you have some field position, you get a first down, then maybe you try to chuck one. But, at your own 10, it's dangerous, particularly since, they've had some issues in terms of picking up blitz.
And it looks like Penn Hills might be playing man here. They have no deep safeties. So they are susceptible over the top if we can hit a throw.
Here's Best. Well, that's going to be a bad interference.
And he draws a flag.
Probably a smart play from Strader because he was beat cleanly, and as you know, it's not a spot penalty in high school. So, you just get a 15-yard penalty rather than a potential touchdown, which, as you know, could be a huge momentum shift. So probably a smart play.
Well, like I said, no safeties over the top. They're playing man straight across the board. That's what they're going to be susceptible to. So look for St. Clair to keep attacking that if Penn Hills is going to show that look.
So it's interesting. Maybe the adjustment there, Marcus, was if you noticed, Duggar appears to just be he appears to be the left corner. So it looks like they moved Best down to the lower part of the screen, so he's not matched up against Duggar. So he's not shadowing him. It's just he just happened to be on that side.
Yeah, it was just a coincidence, I guess. But it seemed like every pass play in the first half, at least, he was on him.
No, I know. Very interesting. So maybe that's the adjustment they make. They think Besselman's the matchup. He can potentially beat Strader. So here's Best now. It's going to be a short one.
Turn to the outside.
Nice turn to the outside. That's going to be a good 6-7 yard route. And kudos to Brady Erdos. Obviously, he struggled a little bit throwing the ball, and maybe just seeing that last completion has given him some confidence, but he got that out quickly. He got that out to the right spot, and as a result, that's a good first down game.
And that's what I think he needs to do to kind of get his confidence back. Short timing throws, get the ball to your hand. Like a basketball analogy, you just got to see the ball go in the hoop a couple times, get your swagger back, and then maybe start opening it up and letting it rip downfield.
And this is a good sign because this is going to back the linebackers up a little bit. The Panthers, I'm sure, still want to run the ball, but at the same time, Penn Hills was starting to send 3 linebackers every play. You're not going to run the ball that way. So unfortunately, there was nothing there. The left end came in and was just absolutely, in almost untouched. So looked like a little bit of extracurricular stuff after the whistle, but nothing called. But that's going to be a loss right there. And instead of 2nd and 2, now we're in about 3rd and 5 or 6.
Defensive end crashed down pretty hard there. I'm not sure if that was a design handoff or if it was a read, but either way, loss on the play. We'll see if St. Clair can convert here.
Looks like St. Clair's tried to go with the hard count a lot. Penn Hills has had good discipline tonight. They've not drawn him off sides once, and the last couple games they've at least gotten teams to jump a few times. So, kudos to Penn Hills, very well coached. Here's Brady. He's throwing off his back foot, and that's just right to the defender, unfortunately. And that is the 4th turnover for the Panthers. And it's just you can't win football games when you just keep turning the football over. And that was. I honestly don't know what he saw there because that was really right to the D-back.
Right, Gavin. That was a straight zone look right from the get-go. Curl flat defender sitting right there underneath that little hitch route, able to come away with the interception.
So obviously we've talked about it. That it's been trouble now for a while, but every time they've gotten a little momentum, and they have there. They got a couple first downs, one long play that would have been a threat, but an interference, and they give it back with another turnover. When you're -4 in turnovers plus 2 turnovers and down, you can't win a football game that way. I'll bet the percentage is about 99%.
Probably very low.
So here comes a handoff. Looked like a hold on the outside. Brady looked like he got held. No call in the corner, so that's going to be a good gain to the boundary, probably 8 or 9 yards for the Indians.
And it seems like the defense has been having to bail out the offense most of the night. If the defense can't come away with a stop here, this one might get out of hand pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think 3 scores is pretty much ball game given how, you may break a long one or two, but I don't think you're going to sustain 3 drives at this point. Just, your total offense is what it is at this point. So 2nd and 2, the Panthers really have to try to go for the football. You've got to try to get a turnover. Another handoff, and I don't expect Penn Hills to put the ball in the air now until they absolutely have to. That's Besselman up from the safety spot. And we got another penalty. I don't know if it was unsportsmanlike or what. I didn't see it.
I'm not sure what they're going to call, Gavin. Seemed like Besselman got up pretty animated after that tackle. I'm not sure if they're going to flag him for something. I didn't see a whole lot.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness.
They're going to get him on the tackle for unnecessary roughness. Honestly, I think that's a little ridiculous because it's not like he picked him up and slammed him or something. He was just trying to get him to the ground.
The ball carrier was still fighting forward. He did a good job stopping his momentum. I don't like that call at all, especially being a defensive player myself. And that is about the last thing St. Clair could have needed right there on that play.
No, I mean, it's hard enough to play defense at this point, with all the rules designed to favor offense. Trying to get a guy to the ground, that's a safety. It's not like it's a defensive end spiking a quarterback. So, okay, faking in motion. This is going to be a bubble screen. Almost got, Duggar again. Skips through a tackle and gets down to the goal line and in for a touchdown. Boy, is he a fabulous athlete. That play was almost stopped in the backfield. He spun out of it. Beautiful little cut to the corner. Gets to the pylon. 21-0 Penn Hills.
And that's the thing with those quick screen passes, those bubble plays. Usually if you're able to make the first man miss, you can get a big play out of it. That's exactly what we saw there. Extra point is up and good, making it 21-0 Penn Hills. They have come out really strong to start the second half. St. Clair's going to need something here on offense, but there's been no answers tonight at all.
No, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers try to do something different at the quarterback position. Brady's having a tough time tonight, and it's not even about not completing passes or not having a danger in the passing game. It's about turning over the ball. 3 interceptions right now in a limited number of passes is difficult. That's difficult to overcome. So, maybe because Jamie's done a lot of the running thing, maybe they try to go that as your base. But Jamie can throw the ball, and so you try to suck him in doing a lot of the running stuff and, maybe try to hit him with a long one.
Again, it would be interesting to see here if they kick to Sapulio. I would not. He's been their best offensive player through returns tonight. The last one didn't count due to a holding call, but I would be very surprised if they kicked him, again, especially the way the offense has been playing.
Yeah, I sure as heck wouldn't. They got very fortunate with a holding call last time, or he was going to get to midfield. So that's not what you want, I don't think, if you're Penn Hills. The last thing you want to do is give them that type of field position, given how everything is going.
Honestly, though, I think they're content with that, the way St. Clair's offense has been playing right now. I think they would rather kick it out of bounds, give them the ball at the 35, I think it is, than kick it deep and have them a chance at a return. Or is it the 45?
Well, I wonder if they re-kick. Because I wonder if you're Upper St. Clair, you say, the hell with it. This is one of our big offensive weapons. Make them kick again 5 yards back. That's exactly what they're going to do.
Okay, we've elected a re-kick. Looks like they're going to spot it from 5 yards deeper and make them kick it to Sapulio here.
Honestly, I totally agree with Coach Junko here, because what do you figure? This is your game breaker. You're getting him space, and let's be real. It's been one of their best offensive plays this season. Mateo has 2 scores, and it's not been an offense that scored a ton of points since other than obviously the Baldwin and GCC games where they were overmatched. If I'm Mateo, I'm saying the same thing. Decline this. I want the ball. The Panther student section trying to get him back into the game. Here comes Mateo, picks it up cleanly. He's got it, got a good head of steam. Here he goes. He got to get a bit of a gap. He gets to the outside. Here goes Mateo to the 40. Good stuff from Mateo Sapulio. That's good field position for the Panthers all the way to the Panther 40.
So we'll see who goes out there for quarterback.
Looks like it's going to be Erdos. He's in the
Jamie
huddle.
Smith is standing on the outside of the huddle. Doesn't look like he's going to go in, though, so I think they're going to be sticking with Erdos here on this next drive.
No, I mean, at some point, you got to sink or swim. Brady's going to be the guy going forward, and you've got to, get him his reps and try to get him his confidence back, because he's clearly lost a little bit of confidence here, but he's a talented kid. He has all the tools to be an excellent quarterback. So, hopefully Brady can get back on track. He's a really good kid, and I like him a lot. And I feel bad for him because he really is struggling tonight. It's a pitch to Sapulio. They're trying to get him the ball this way. Oh, nice job of the pursuit from the outside, catching him from behind. Mateo's a fast guy. And he beat the first wave. He had a chance to actually get a really good game, but they held him to 3 because of that pursuit from the backside.
Great job by Mateo, even able to get a positive play out of that game because someone shot the A-gap, almost made a huge tackle for loss. Great job by Sapolio avoiding, like you said, that first wave.
It doesn't surprise me they're still shooting guys. I mean, they just haven't had enough success in the passing game to really, I guess, worry you. So this is Corey in the backfield now. Looks like a bit of a busted play. Corey's going forward, the sophomore is. He gets about 3, get to the 45.
Setting up another third and manageable, but St. Clair's really struggled on these medium distances all night.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've talked about, putting yourself into good, manageable second and third down situations. I don't think the Panthers have done a bad job of doing that since, maybe the first quarter they didn't, but since then they have, but they haven't really taken advantage. But part of it has, been the turnovers, obviously.
We have an injured player on the field, number 13 for Penn Hills, Keith Condon. Hope he's okay, being looked at by the medical staff right now.
That looks like a cramp. I'm not going to try to play doctor here. There's not, I will defer to you. You have much more medical expertise than I do, but that is what it looks like based upon what is being stretched.
So funny thing about cramps, Gavin, when I played Penn Hills, I was telling you a little bit before the game, it was the first game of the year, and it was about 98 degrees, and I think anywhere from 8 to 15 players probably went down during the game with cramps.
I remember that game.
Yeah.
We've had some battles. I mean, let's face it. Although, I don't think either team is as good as they have been historically this season, these are two of the proud historical programs in Western Pennsylvania. I mean, when I was in high school, these two teams played each other in the Whippeal Finals in 1996, and I think they have multiple times. And, there have been legends who've played at these particular schools. And, it's a situation where you expect to see the type of talent you see out there. And I'll tell you right now, Jaden Duggars, he's every bit as good as anybody.
Every bit as advertised. Is he committed anywhere? Are you sure?
I don't know the answer to that. Well,
he will be after tonight.
Jeez, I know. Here we go. It's a blitz, and there's just no time, out of room, and I feel bad at this point because he had no chance. He didn't even have a chance to get rid of that ball. It's whether they didn't pick up the blitz or didn't recognize it at all. They just didn't have it. And now the Panthers are going to go for it at this point, and I think they probably should because, unfortunately, what's your other option?
Mike Tomlin would probably punt, but thankfully he's not coaching the team.
Yeah, people are not pleased with his risk aversion.
And had to get that in there.
Well, you're not wrong. The percentages, I'm a math guy, and the surrender factor was ugly in that one. And I've always thought, and again, I freely give the caveat that I am overwhelmingly aggressive by nature, but I'm also a statistical guy by nature. And I am of the opinion that the situation calls for statistically going for it much more often than the average coach goes for it.
And that surrender index, I know there's an account on Twitter. They have all the numbers and analytics about the percent to win if you go for it versus punt. It's a great app for those of you who are on Twitter and are looking for more inside part of the game that, it's not talked about a lot on broadcast. But exactly, I agree with what you just said there about punting, going for it in certain situations. And it's good to see St. Clair at least going for this.
Well, to me, there's 4 minutes and 49 seconds left in the third quarter of this game. You're down 3 scores. You punt the ball here, you're basically saying, we lose.
Yeah.
Okay? Are you likely to get 4th and 8 from your own 41 the way this game's going? Probably not. But at the same time, show confidence in your kids because, I'd rather have a 95% chance of losing than an 100% chance of losing. And I'm, like I said, I'm an aggressive guy by nature, but again, I'm an analytical guy by nature. And I think, there's great data out there that supports things like this, to be perfectly honest. You may not get the ball back again,
So they're going 2-by-2 here, 4th and 8, lone back in the backfield. We'll see if Penn Hill sends pressure. They have on a few of the 4th downs.
So they're trying to guess here if you're trying to sort of see whether they were going to disguise pressure or bring it. It looks like one of the linebackers.
Number 9 might be coming down here at the bottom of the screen.
Unfortunately, it looks like we got movement.
Start. Yep.
So I don't know what you do now. It's 4th and 13 all of a sudden. And I think the punt unit comes on now. Unfortunately, 4th and 13 is a pipe dream.
Yeah, no, I think you got a punt.
So it's kind of been one of those nights where anything and everything that could go wrong for the Panthers has gone wrong, and there is not going to be a pleasant film session tomorrow for the Panthers. I promise you that. So Heister with another good punt. It's caught. Oh, it's fumbled. There we go. And the Panthers finally get a break. Good punt by Heister. Good coverage. Kahn was down there. Nick DeRubis, the senior receiver, jumps on it. And the Panthers finally get the break they need.
It's funny, you were just saying how everything has possibly gone against Upper St. Clair that could. It's almost like you jinxed Penn Hill. So thank you, Gavin. Fumbled the punt. St. Clair's able to recover at the 32-yard line of Penn Hills. Now we'll see if they can get something going. They got some momentum. We'll see if they can put some points on the scoreboard.
It's about time I jinxed somebody else since I jinxed us with pre-snap penalties last game. So, okay, I tell you what, I'd chuck it here. I'd go deep. No, this is Smith again. They did that play's worked a lot, that counter, and Heister's in the backfield if you noticed. We got another penalty.
Looks like it might be on number 55, Mark Banbury.
I don't know. Did the Panthers get another unsportsmanlike? Looks like they picked up the flag, or no?
I can't tell what they're doing right now.
No, Martin, it's against Penn Hills.
It looks like they're going, they're moving the ball forward.
Oh, 12 men.
12 men on the field, okay. Usually those flags come out right at the snap. That one came in late. I'm not really sure what was going on there.
No idea. So we got Smith in the backfield again, and Heister.
It looks like Penn Hills is in man across the board again. We'll see if they take a shot over top to Besselman here at the bottom of the screen.
Again, it looks like it was another busted play. The handoff, they thought the handoff was going to the right. The quarterback turned to the left, and they lose 3 yards.
And sometimes that's the problem with playing multiple quarterbacks. If you don't take as many reps, you might not be as familiar with the run plays that you've been running, since August. And things like that can happen. Again, puts you behind the chains. Now we're in another third and long situation.
Second, thankfully, but
second.
Again, they were in a great position, 1st and 5, and you lose, 4 or 5 yards again. It just they are really in the self-destruct category in a lot of ways tonight. You as a coach, you always want to try to control the self-inflicted wounds, and there's been a lot of them tonight. All right, Smith gets it out. Good pass. Here comes Mateo out to the boundary. Oh, nice open field tackle. He looked like he was going to get upfield.
Had a couple blocks on the edge. Just a great tackle there by number 19. DeAndre Cochran.
And another Penn Hills player is down, looking like he's got a cramp. Yeah, it's not really that warm out, and the Panthers haven't been able to go tempo as much as they would like. That being said, Penn Hills plays a lot of guys both ways. So, that's sort of a possibility for why you're seeing that. But, that play had a chance to really break, but we ended up only getting about a yard or two. So, I think you're obviously in 4-down territory at this point, but the Panthers have got to, somehow get the ball up the field a little bit more.
St. Clair caught a big break with that drop punt as well. If they're not able to put any points on the board with this drive, it might be a goose egg, unfortunately, for the rest of the game. So we'll see what Coach Junko has in store here for this 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, and you feel like if they could just break one and get into the end zone, it might be a large momentum shift. Every momentum shift since the first quarter has gone against the Panthers, and as a result, they've not been able to establish any momentum, and momentum works both ways. It can be contagious, so I just really want to see the Panthers break one here, get into the end zone, and see what that does. Does it galvanize the team? Does then the defense start, getting their shoulders a little bit higher, make another turnover or something? That's really what I'm hoping to see here. So it'll be interesting to hear what Coach Junko and his staff come up with here. Smith is once again our quarterback. They still have not had Smith throw the ball at all vertically. Okay, that was kind of a pass the last play, but it was more of a shovel pass or a screen. I'll be interested to see if he does get a chance to throw the ball vertically.
They're showing a zone look here. It looks like cover 3 or cover 4. We're rolling out here.
There he is. And there it is. Nice throw from Jamie Smith. Rolling to his left, Mateo made a nice catch on the sideline, took a good stick from Duggar, holds on to the ball, and that's a first down Panthers.
It's a good job there by Smith, getting his shoulders turned, making a good throw past the sticks. Way to look it in all the way by Sepulio. That might be the best passing play of the night for St. Clair, able to get a first down.
Yeah, it's good stuff from Mateo. It was a big play to hold on there, absorb the hit, and your seniors have got to make those plays, and he did. Now this is the play that's been working. Jamie again fakes it, runs forward, leans, gets about 3, maybe 2.
That doesn't look like much there, Gavin, but I'm really impressed with Smith's ability to run the ball. He's fighting for those hard yards. We'll take 3 yards on first down, especially the way this game's going.
I'll say this, I've coached Jamie, and he's a fabulous athlete. Really has strong lower half, good movements. None of that surprises me. So, all right, here's Jamie in the backfield. He got Heister next to him, sidecar right. Smith's looking. He's getting held horribly, and that's going to be another pass interference called. I don't know what he's complaining about. Bess faked an out route like he was going to run to the pylon left and then cut on a post, and he had him beat, and he was grabbing him the whole way.
And interesting there, Penn Hill's lined up with 6 men on the line of scrimmage, almost daring the Panthers to throw the ball, and rightfully so, the way this game's gone. They were up to the challenge. Besselman's able to draw what we think is going to be a pass interference, move him 15 yards closer to the end zone.
It could be defensive holding, too. I mean, he was holding him basically the entire way. Wonder if he got an unsportsmanlike, too.
Pass interference on the defense of the 6. 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
So it'll probably end up being half the distance unless for some reason that's a 15-yard penalty anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was interesting. It looked like Bess was setting up the old Jim Render post corner, but then he kept going to the middle, and it was a really nice route from Aiden.
Good route. Now they're going to have first and goal just inside the 10-yard line. You got to think they need to score here before the end of the quarter to have any type of chance in this game.
No question about it, but like we said, get into the end zone once. Let's see how the game changes. So we got first and goal from the 9 here. Smith got Ethan Heister behind him. Fakes to Heister, cuts it up. Jamie's going to get another, gain of 2 or 3. So again, I think the Panther coaching staff is okay with that. For some reason, the clock wasn't really running there, but now we're good to go.
Brings up second and goal from the 7.
Again, it's still 4 down territory, so you can afford so long as you're getting positive gains. What the Panthers can't afford here, other than obviously a turnover, is fumbled snap, procedure call,
just
something like that.
Self-inflicted wounds that we've been seeing all night, it seems like, up to this point.
Yeah, just keep going forward.
Another heavy front for Penn Hills. They're going to run at it.
Jamie pitches. Good job running the option. Heister gets down to about the 2. Good decision, maybe only about the 3 or 4. I feel bad for Ethan. You can tell he's really laboring right now with his movements.
I'll tell you what, though, Gavin, I'm really impressed with Penn Hills' linebackers able to get sideline to sideline. They are covering a lot of ground. You almost want to see if St. Clair can take advantage of that, try to get them going one way, maybe some type of misdirection, come back the other way, see if they can find someone a little more open.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you can get them out of position, maybe I know how fast they are, and they do have recovery speed, but you're right. Their pursuit has been outstanding tonight. So, all right, 3rd and 4, obviously a huge play for the Panthers.
Another 6-man front look here from Penn Hills. We're going to roll to the right. Number 11 is open.
Great throw from Jamie, and that's Ivory Travers for a touchdown, 4 yards out. And Jamie Smith, the senior quarterback transferring back from Central Catholic, has provided a spark for the Panther offense as he finds junior tight end Ivory Travers, and the Panthers are finally on the board with 1:20 left in the 3rd quarter. Beautiful design there on that play, Marcus.
Nice rollout to the right. Inside receiver ran a flat route. 2 outside receivers came in, left nobody in the flat. He was wide open, able to secure it in, gets the Panthers on the board.
So Bennett Henderson is a first appearance since the opening kickoff, drills that extra point straight through, and 21-7. Let's see what we got here. All of a sudden it has gotten a little more interesting, and the Panthers have some momentum.
Panthers have some momentum. Defense has still played well up to this point. We'll see again if they can get some negative plays on the early downs, put Penn Hills behind the sticks, maybe force another punt, and we'll see what the offense can do.
I'll tell you what's a big thing. Next turnover is a big thing. okay? If the next turnover goes the Panthers' way, you talk to me about where that momentum looks and where this game is, and all of a sudden we may be getting really interesting. I really was glad to see that, though. Honestly, I'm sure the Panthers were feeling bad about their performance tonight, and you have hope. You have a ball game all of a sudden.
New ticket, the white ticket, 242.
So my man Josh Helmrich has sent me something. I won't be able to read it unless he's listening to the broadcast. He says he's sending me a next generation stat decision guide.
Oh, okay.
Now Josh Helmrich works for the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Yale graduate. Okay, he unlike yours truly, he is an actual scholar, a smart person, and I'm looking forward to reading this. Josh, thanks for sending. As we all, I think, are clear by 2 years of me doing these broadcasts, I'm no football guru. I'm a basketball coach, but I'm fascinated with the sport. I love to read about it, so I'm going to be very anxious to read this after the game. All right, so Ben Henderson, I love watching him kick off. They went short the first time, which I guess doesn't surprise me given the caliber of athletes Penn Hills has, although I've noticed now that Duggar is not back receiving this time. I wonder if he's still a little banged up. Henderson with a nice deep kick. Good side. Oh, the ball's fumbled again. It's picked up. Can they get in control of it? Nice stick. Good coverage from the Panthers. Looked like number 41, Gordon Groniger. And now we got a penalty, unfortunately.
Oh, my goodness.
I honestly, it could have been a lot of things. There was a big scrum. I don't know exactly what happened, but Groniger had a good stick on the initial play.
I'm not sure about the first flag. Unfortunately, I think they might get DeRubis here for a kind of a Mickey Mouse shove after the play. Don't really agree with that second one. I'm not sure what the first flag is going to be.
So we'll wait to see how they sort it out. The game has gotten a tad bit chippy in the second half. You didn't see much of this in the first half.
Personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on the kicking team, number 41. Personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 19 of the return team.
So we got offsetting unsportsmanlike penalties on Cochran from Penn Hills and Groniger from Upper St. Clair. So who knows? At the end of the day, it's not anything that matters. And the good part about this is the field position is really good if you're a Panther fan. Penn Hills is only starting with the ball on their own 13-yard line. I'll tell you what, a 3-and-out would be marvelous here.
Humongous.
Because we've already seen the Penn Hills punter is not superb, so you could all of a sudden get the ball back in Penn Hills territory again, and the momentum has drastically shifted. But you got to get a stop. Penn Hills has moved the ball much better the last couple.
They've had some success running up the middle. I think they're going to go back to that here. We'll see if St. Clair can make a play.
There it is.
There it is.
Looks like a bad handoff. He still possessed the ball, but no. Was it fumbled, or did he just sort of fall on it?
I think it was a kind of a mishandled snap, and he just kind of went down. Nose guard did a great job getting penetration, had Penn Hill centers about 3-4 yards in the backfield. But again, negative play. This is what St. Clair was having success with in the first half. Now Penn Hills is behind the sticks. We'll see if they can force a punt from out of their own end zone.
In the St. Clair formation, obviously, they generally play with 3-down linemen. That's a difficult assignment. And, Banbury, and Koval, Chimento, Ehas, they've been really excellent tonight. Done a very nice job. All right, handoff up the middle once again. Nice job with the penetration. That's Wyatt Koval again.
Back-to-back plays, able to live in the opponent's backfield. That's huge for the way this drive started out. Looks like that might be the last play of the quarter. Penn Hills might open up with about 3rd and 15 to start the fourth, deep inside their own territory.
Yeah, credit to the Panther seniors. You can tell the captains, guys like Koval, are not wanting this to, not wanting to go out like this. And so, great little surge here from the Panthers as we end the third quarter. The score right now, Penn Hills 21, the Panthers 7, but we have a critical 3rd and 13 situation deep in Penn Hills territory. If the Panthers can get the ball back here with some field position, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
I think you could argue that the way this game has gone, this might be the play of the game up to this point. If St. Clair can force a punt out of the end zone, get good field position, they could claw right back into this game again.
And if I'm the Panthers, really my marching orders are twofold. Keep the quarterback into the pocket and do not let Jaden Duggar beat you. If you got to bracket him, you got to get a second, a safety over there or something, do it, but do not let him be the guy that beats you.
I would like to see them put their best corner kind of over top of him, and then exactly like you said, cheat a safety over top, shade to his side, make somebody else beat you.
All right, so it looks like the Panthers do this a lot in passing situations. I've noticed. They go to more of a, it's like the classic nickel or dime, but the thing they do is they take out their nose. Chimento comes in kind of as a pass rusher in the middle. They did this a lot last year with Jaden Mortimer, who was a very excellent pass rusher.
42.
Yeah, correct. He plays at W&J, and it's just an interesting thing they do. But right now, it looks like they got a lot of numbers forward. The Panthers do. Bartusiak's up there kind of close to the line of scrimmage at the middle, as is Ivory Travers, number 11. And even Besselman's up there, sort of. So
they're showing like they might bring a little heat. I wonder if they're going to blitz Duggar here, 3rd and long. They do not blitz. They drop into coverage. Good contain there.
And there's Ehaz again.
52 with a big play, big sack there on 3rd down. Penn Hills is going to have to punt out of their own end zone.
Boy, Zach Ehaz has just been fabulous tonight. He's been good at the rush. He's been good against the pass. He's been really, really strong tonight in all situations. So here we go. We have 2 great things that are happening right now. The momentum is shifting back to the Panthers. Field position has shifted back to the Panthers. And we have another chance to get the ball in Mateo Sapulio's hands.
And it looks like they're going with a tight punt formation, no gunners out wide. If they get this off, look for Sapulio to have a lot of room here. This could be trouble for Penn Hills.
Got good protection. It's up in the air. It's not very long. Here comes Mateo. He's got it. He's got some room. He's going to try to cut up the sidelines. He's looking for some space. He pauses, and the Panthers have the ball all the way at the Penn Hills
22-yard line. Like I said, no gunners out wide. They had no one running down there. If he was able to catch that, he was going to be able to get some yards, and great field position here to start the 4th quarter for Upper St. Clair.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, 21-0, you have a tendency to sort of say, hey, this might not be good tonight. This may not end the way I want it to end. But I'm hoping that those of you who stayed tuned are going to get rewarded. At least you're getting rewarded with cinema for sure, because this has all of a sudden gotten very, very interesting. So, all right, Smith still back in at the quarterback position. Heister behind him again. Heister makes the first guy miss, which is terrific. Uh-oh, the ball's loose.
It looks like he was able to recover his own fumble. He was. Again, Penn Hill showing that straight man look across the board, daring them to throw. Got a lot of guys in the box. Penetration right off the bat. Fortunately, St. Clair loses a couple yards here. We'll see what they have in store for 2nd and 12.
Yeah, I mean, as much as it's not obviously been their strategy tonight, the Panthers are going to have to put the ball in the air. So, all right, Jamie's in the pistol formation. Ethan's again behind him. Looks like another blitz on the outside. Jamie's scrambling. He's going to try to throw the ball down the field. It looks like he threw it away. He, maybe tried to give Best a chance to come back and make a play. But good job from Jamie. Live to fight another day. And another Penn Hills Indian player is down. Not sure if it's another cramp or not.
It looks like a cramp, Gavin. I think I might have jinxed them after talking about my experience playing the Indians.
Yeah, again, you wouldn't figure on a night like this, but when
nice
you play both ways.
Yeah.
I mean, Marcus, you played both ways, I'd say the vast majority of your career. What is the challenge of that in terms of, what are the most challenging aspects of that?
Well, honestly, it can get to be a lot, especially if you're on special teams too. And these are 5A schools, so they have more players. Sometimes you do get a breather here and there, but honestly, adrenaline just gets you through most of the game. There's times in between plays where you're calling the defense or waiting for the signal, you're breathing really heavy, but almost when the play starts, you just forget about all that. And something about when you're playing offense and 11 guys are trying to get you, that adrenaline's a little bit different.
It reminds me of one of the really great Panthers of the modern era, Rami Nubani, who's a dear friend of mine. Class of 2006, played at Rutgers. He always had cramping issues, and he played every play, including special teams, and they tried everything, and he just was susceptible to cramping. It was certainly not fitness, because Rami was about the most fit kid you ever knew, and just some kids are susceptible to it. So here we go, 3rd and 12. Jamie's looking to run. Now it's the pitch to the outside. Here comes Heister. Great contain by Penn Hills. They've just done such a great job positionally tonight. Really.
Flag after the play. It looks like they might get number 8 here for a taunting after the whistle.
Oh, that would be fabulous. That'd be a huge break for the Panthers. I don't know. I didn't really see anything egregious there, but
He kind of did the little Allen Iverson step over thing. I wonder if that's what they're going to call.
they're
Again,
getting.
I agree with you. I didn't see anything.
That's a big call, and I know the game's getting slightly chippy, but I just think
It's
at
been
some
nothing egregious.
no, I just think at some point you got to let the kids play
Keep the
sports.
flags in your pockets. I know this benefits St. Clair, but
Now, I don't like to see it either way. I know I'm a terrible homer as a broadcaster, but I don't like to see those calls unless it is something totally unsportsmanlike or something dangerous in terms of, somebody's going to get hurt. Because these are kids at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean,
they're
they're
15, 16, 17. They're excited. They're making a play. They're playing in front of a couple thousands of people. This is the most exciting time of your life to play football, and it's a shame. I would have kept the flag in my pocket, but I'm not a ref.
No, and it's a hugely emotional game as well. Football is, maybe hoops not quite as much, although it gets that way. I'm not into calling technicals again in hoops same way unless it's something totally egregious. So here come the Panthers. Hopefully they can take advantage of what is a fortuitous break, as they were going to be in 4th and long here, but now they're 1st and 10 from the 11. Jamie's rolling left. He scampers. He got a man. He throws to Ivory. Good catch, but not a huge gain. But get about 2 or 3, and that's a good forward gain. Jamie's doing a nice job. He's managing the game. He's making the simple plays, and frankly, that's all you really can ask for at this point because the offense has sort of struggled so much.
Looked like that play was similar to the touchdown pass they scored on, just to the opposite side of the field. Again, good throw, taking what's there by Jamie Smith, able to get a few yards. I'm not sure what the whistle's about here. Little stop and play. I didn't see a flag. There is a flag.
Offense number 11, 15-yard penalty.
Well, that's again.
Well, he caught the pass, so my guess is something might have happened after the play. I didn't see anything, but here we go again, throwing flags for unnecessary roughness.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing I said on the Penn Hills call. And at some point, you got to let kids be kids. Again, you clean up games when they get too emotional or too physical. And, you don't want the game to get chippy and kids to get hurt. But, that's huge. Dead ball foul because they lose the down as well. That is massive. So, all right, we go from, a really manageable 2nd and 7 to now 2nd and 23. They can get a first down, but not to the 1. They've really put themselves in a bad spot here. Going to have to go vertical. Jamie's rolling right, rolling away from the trouble. Looks downfield.
Another flag comes in.
Now that looks like some sort of illegal contact in the defensive backfield on the guys bracketing Aiden Besselman.
And judging by body language, it looks like it might be on Penn Hills.
I have no idea. Like I said, it's kind of turned into a bit of a ref show here. I feel like there's a flag about every play.
The last 3 there has been.
So again, that's on Strader again. And it looked a lot like the route he ran towards the end zone there. It was, again, he faked the corner, he went to the post, and he grabbed him. But I was watching that route, because Bess is sort of the guy I'm watching because I expect anything down the field to him, and it's not what I would have called. So that should be an automatic first down for the Panthers, I would think.
I think it is. So it goes from, I don't know. I thought it was. It says 3rd and 13 on the field.
I don't know. So here's Smith. Fakes. He was looking up the middle. Uh-oh, this is trouble. Jamie's running. He's going to get out of bounds, and he will. And that's going to be a loss for the Panthers. So it said that was 2nd and 13. I thought defensive holding was an automatic first down.
We'll hear what the PA announcer says.
I'm thoroughly confused as to anything that's happening. But they're saying it's 3rd down, so I'm going to believe the chain on the field. Yeah, it's 3rd and a lot. Yeah, it's unfortunate that guy got on Jamie faster. I think he would have been able to get rid of the ball. Panthers just can't get anything going in the passing game. Their best vertical passing play has basically been a pass interference call. So now it's going to be a little tougher. Penn Hills is playing a little more passive here in the secondary.
Looks like St. Clair's going to call a timeout and think about what they want to call here on a very important play. Getting down under 10 minutes here in the fourth quarter, down 2 scores in opponent's territory. You got to think, again, this is 2-down territory. I don't know what they're going to dial up. Maybe just trying to get half of it back. I don't know if they want to take a shot into the end zone. We'll see here after this timeout.
And that may be what they're talking about in terms of here are the 2 plays, and we're going to try to figure it out. I know you want all your timeouts, obviously, when you're trailing in a football game, but at the same time, this is a huge sequence of events because you have to score, certainly. You probably have to get a touchdown. So, how do you do this? And I'll be interested to see what they come up with because, whatever you've been working on this week, if you got something special, this may be the time.
Got to pull it out right now, exactly.
All right, so 3rd and 20 from the 21-yard line. Heister in the backfield, and now we blew it dead again. Were they not ready to get the ball back in play?
I don't know that if the ref started that.
May have been immediate. We may still be having media timeout. All right, so here we go. We're ready to trigger it now. Panthers in that familiar formation in the spread. Looked like a center screen. There it is.
They got all the blockers in front. He's got to make one man miss. Makes him miss. Cuts back left. Cuts back all the way left, and he's able to score.
Heister has scored. That was a center screen. It was beautifully set up. And Marcus, you called it. What they came up with on the sideline was probably a play designed to get maybe half of it, but they sucked in that pass rush, and they were wide open in the middle of the field.
See, all of Penn Hill's defensive line and linebackers flew up the field towards the quarterback. There was nobody left in the middle of the field. They had blockers out in front. Huge play for the Panthers. They cut it to a 1-score game here with 9 minutes left. We got a ball game, Gavin.
We definitely have a ball game. All of a sudden it's got exciting here. And Henderson on for the extra point. He knocks it through, does Bennett. And, I got to give Ethan Heister a ton of credit here. He is playing on one leg. I'm telling you, if you see him during the week, he looks like he can't walk. And he made a gorgeous cut, followed his block beautifully, then made a second cut probably inside the 5, did not get touched, and that's just guts, determination, everything from Ethan Heister, the senior leader.
That's will, determination, and the power of adrenaline, Gavin. That's all that is right there. Great play by Heister, bringing St. Clair within 7 points. Again, 9 minutes left. We'll see if the defense can stand tall again like it has most of tonight.
Yeah, this is a fascinating turn of events. We talked about when the first touchdown happened, if they could just get one, what would happen? Penn Hills is a young team. You never know how they're going to respond to a little bit of adversity here. And maybe they don't respond well. Maybe you get another turnover here. But you had to put yourself in the position to win the football game before you can get the opportunity to see how they react. And credit to the Panthers. They could have folded, but they've put themselves in the position to win this football game.
We saw Penn Hills had trouble with the last kickoff. They muffed it, ended up getting tackled inside their own 15. We'll see if the same return man's back. We'll see if they kick it deep again. I certainly would. They've had trouble fielding them all night. So we'll see how it goes. Lining up on the left hash, looking like he's probably going to kick it in the deep left corner.
They got Amir Key back in the game. He's scored a couple touchdowns, number 4, the tailback. So he's going to be back returning. That's a heck of a kickoff from Henderson. Over his head into the end zone for a touchback. And there's the leg again from Bennett Henderson. Beautiful stuff from the sophomore. Apparently I'm getting a phone call from my 18-month-old son right now. He does not recognize that I'm on the air.
That's impressive that he knows how to work a phone at that age.
My better question would be, why isn't he asleep at this point? This is way past his bedtime. Again, the perils of live broadcasts. It's a handoff again to Key, and he is stopped in the backfield. Banbury again.
Banbury. That defensive front of Banbury, Chimeno, Ehas, and number 61, Wyatt Koval, they are playing fantastic tonight.
Yeah, they've really been good. We've talked about how difficult it is in the 3-4 situation. Same stuff you've seen from Cam Hayward, Casey Hampton in the glory days, how difficult it is to get upfield. You're really trying to stick gaps and things like that.
Take up space so that your linebackers can make all the plays, but they're making all the plays here tonight.
Yeah, really fabulous stuff. I mean, you have a lot of the guys in the 4-3 who you see, the Aaron Donalds of the world making plays upfield. These guys are doing a 3-4, very impressive. So, all right, 2nd and 10 here for the Panthers. It's going to be Key again. He's going outside. Oh, Brady stripped him. Oh, the Panthers couldn't quite get it. Great job from Brady Bartusiak, the senior linebacker. Got his left hand and stripped the ball carrier, but unfortunately it bounced right to the Penn Hills lineman. It's going to be a 9-yard gain.
It's a great job by Bartusiak there. Ran a perfect angle, was able to wrap, get his hand on the ball, knocks it out. Just right place, right time for the Penn Hills lineman. He saves what would have been a total disaster for Penn Hills the way this game's going.
Well, we talked about the next turnover. The next turnover is so massive in a game like this because, the Panthers have the first 4. All of a sudden, when you get that type of momentum shift, it's absolutely outrageous. And I think the momentum has already very clearly shifted to St. Clair, but if you can get them to avoid a first down here, that is massive. It looks like this may be a keeper. Here it is, QB keeper. I don't think he got it. I didn't see any sort of penetration whatsoever.
No, he's going to be well short.
Oh, I don't know. So the referee on the near side has him deep, but the referee on the far side has him to the stick.
So it's going to be interesting to see which ref they go with. Looks like they do move the chains.
Boy, I mean, you can't tell from this angle, but he didn't look like he got any sort of penetration whatsoever. He went airborne. When you go airborne, you typically can see it a little bit better. It didn't look like he got the ball over the pile at all.
I didn't think he got it. The O-line didn't get much of a push at all, but unfortunately for the Panthers, they are moving the chains. They're going to have to D up here again inside of 7 minutes. They're going to have to get a stop here on this drive.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the difficulty was the second down play. You can't give up 9 yards on second down. But so, okay, here comes Key again. Good job by Mark Banbury once again. Also, Aiden Kahn in there, maybe a yard for the Indians. And, the clock is a factor here. It's obviously not your friend, but they have 6.5 left, okay? There's a lot of time left in this football game. What you can't do is keep giving up first downs and letting them turn the clock because it's going to be primarily run. And again, it's difficult if you're the Panthers because, you want to send numbers, you want to crowd the box, you want them to have to go to the air, but, the Jaden Duggar factor is still there.
They're going to that tight bunch set again. They're running that way. He's able to find a crease, and it looks like he has enough for the first down.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. They've looked for that play a lot, although they've ran it to the left side most of the time, but it's that huddle, that bunch huddle to the right, running behind a whole horde of people. And, the Panthers are probably pretty tired at this point, but it just takes one. They've got to get a stop or a turnover. And they got to shake off. I know they were unhappy about the spot, but, you got to shake it off and really try to, know that one play can be a huge game-changing play here as we run under 6 minutes in the fourth quarter. Panthers trail by a touchdown. Another bunch in backfield. It's going to be Key again. He looks like he's the probably most sure-handed guy. Oh, that's a nice stick. Heaster cleaned it up. Ehas, was the ball loose? Or?
I'm not sure what happened there, but nonetheless, couple-yard gain. Good job, St. Clair, limiting that on first down. Penn Hills might go with 2 runs again here. It looks like they just want to play the clock game here, take off as much time as possible. And I feel like if they punt the ball back to St. Clair, I still think they like their chances the way that this game has gone most of the night.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. They sort of stopped the run there, and I think the ball was fumbled. A lineman got it, and so they ended up getting 4 yards. But the Panthers are doing okay against the running back run. It's been the quarterback run that's been a little bit of an issue.
Here's that tight bunch again, and they're running right to it again.
And there it is again, and Duggar's going to get a good gain. He's going to get probably 5 all the way in. It's probably 3rd and 2 again. And now if you're the Panthers, you have to start thinking about putting some numbers forward, and you're going to have to sacrifice some stuff on the back end. But you're not going to stop this team, it looks like, as tired as they are, without committing some numbers forward. But this is a massive play. 4.5 minutes to go. 21-14 Indians. 3rd and 2.
Look for Penn Hills to go back to that tight bunch formation with the quarterback run. They've had more success there attacking the edge than they have up the middle with that inside zone play. They're coming out in tight bunch again. Let's see if the quarterback's going to keep it on the right side or if they have something else in store.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another run right. No, they fake it. He's going to go up the middle.
Left.
He's got room, and that's going to be a big first down for Duggar. Good misdirection from the Indians. And this is a bit of a backbreaking dive right now. And Panthers got to be a little disappointed because it's been pure run, and the Panthers have done a really good job defending the run tonight. That's not been their issue at all, and now all of a sudden, and I'm sure fatigue has a ton to do with it, but now time is a huge issue. You're under 4 minutes. They got a fresh set of downs. You do have 2 timeouts left, but you have got to get stops. And when you talk about stops here, they've got to get stops, behind the line of scrimmage or for very, very low gains.
They need a negative play here on first down. Get them behind the sticks.
It's going to be Key again. He
Off
runs,
the right edge.
and there it is, Ivory Travers with a really nice stop. I'll be interested to see when the sideline starts to use timeouts. Not yet.
I still think they have some time, Gavin.
Okay.
They used one already. They got 2 left. I think they would like to try to keep one for offense if they can. But again, it's going to tick down under 3 minutes here. Most likely 2 straight runs again coming from Penn Hills.
Oh, no question. They'll probably run it 3 times, to be perfectly honest. So this is a pretty big play because they did what they needed to do on first down, a no-gain situation. What you can't do is give up 5 or 6 yards here.
Going back to that bunch formation, they're going to run the quarterback right again. And he's able to squeeze through for a few yards. St. Clair does burn their second time out here. I think that's a good call by Coach Junko to take it there.
Pretty good stuff from Tim Spear. Came up and got a clean tackle and also sort of knocked him backwards. So that's only a gain of 4. That doesn't kill you. 6, 7 is what kills you. And really, I would be very, very surprised here if this play involves anybody other than Julian Duggar keeping the ball.
I agree with you, Gavin. It's going to be about 3rd and 6. I think they'll probably run the ball again, maybe even 2 more times. Try to make St. Clair use that last time out. And again, if they're able to pick up a first down with one of those runs, that might seal it in.
So my guess here is, if I had to, take a guess, and like I said, I expect Duggar to have it, it would be pretty similar to what we saw a couple plays ago where it's the fake handoff and kind of counter, because I think, St. Clair's obviously going to be selling out a lot to the quarterback. So, see if you can't get him with a little bit of trickery there. And, again, Jalen Duggar has been so solid with the ball and his decision making. He's probably the least, any exchange, anything like that, you can turn over the ball. If he keeps it, it's probably your best chance of not turning it over, which I think is a big factor still at this point.
I agree with you, Gavin. If I'm Penn Hills, I'm keeping the ball. Either number 2 or number 11 is touching the ball on this play if I'm Penn Hills.
Now, that's the other thought. Do you actually put the ball in the air or try to find a way to give him on an end around or something? It's this similar formation, again, that they've either run right out of or run the counter to, and you got to, like I said, find the quarterback. They fake the pitch. There it is. There's the counter. He gets through. Oh, that's unfortunate. Big first down. And now the Panthers are in some serious trouble. 1 timeout left and a new set of downs for Penn Hills. And this is trouble now.
That was a good play design there by Penn Hills. Good job squeezing the edge by the outside backer. Help just couldn't come quick enough from the inside out. Able to fall forward for a good gain. And like you said, move the chains. Now the Panthers are working against the clock here. 2.5 minutes left, 1 timeout.
It's it's been a very impressive drive for the Penn Hills offensive line. I didn't think the Penn Hills offensive line had been, particularly impressive tonight, but when it's absolutely mattered, they know they need to run the ball. They have really showed out in this drive. Good job by Ivory Travers in the backfield, but he still gets forward. Good forward lean from the back, still gets 2. I know offensive linemen from talking to them love the situations where it's pin your ears back, you're running the football. They love that, and you're seeing that. They're reacting well to it.
And on the flip side, with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. You got some big backs on the other side. They just get harder and harder to tackle as the game goes on. This is where it gets a little tough when you're a defensive player.
Now, best case scenario with only one timeout left, the Panthers get the ball back with maybe 25, 30 seconds left. So this is really a trouble spot for the Panthers, having to, they really had to stop them that last set of downs, unfortunately. Duggar keeps again. Good job closing down. That's Besselman.
St. Clair is going to burn their final timeout. So that's going to leave 1 minute and 20 on the clock here for 3rd and 9 with Penn Hills after the timeout.
So even if you stop them here, which, 3rd and 9, you might be able to get a stop on the run, still I think if Penn Hills lets the clock run down and uses a timeout, you're really only looking at, probably 30, 35 seconds left. So not impossible. Stranger things have happened, but trouble time for the Panthers right now. I guess, to me, you just totally sell out. They're not going to throw the ball, and if they do, you probably are hosed anyway, and you try to force a turnover.
I think you're right, Gavin. If I'm a linebacker, I'm playing super aggressive. I'm trying to shoot a gap if I can. If I'm a DB, I'm playing up. I'm expecting run here. Absolutely cannot give a first down up, obviously, on this play. But, we'll see how they play it here on 3rd and 9.
Yeah, kudos to the Panthers, obviously. They've done a fabulous job to make this game, competitive. We've talked about it, but this is a young Penn Hills team, and they've really responded well. I said, how will they respond if we get in a situation where it's, winning time, the momentum has shifted? They've answered the bell. They really have. It's been a really impressive drive considering it's all run. So this formation's a little bit more spread. I'm thinking they're just trying to disguise run. Just trying to spread them a little bit.
I think they're going to run to the right. That's what it is.
And that is going to be it. And that's going to be a touchdown. Although he probably should have fallen down in the field of play. But oh no, he did. He went out of bounds. That's a smart play then, because they can just kneel on it and end it, as opposed to, had they ran into the end zone, obviously, as St. Clair could score onside kick. Now they can kneel on it, and this game is probably curtains. So again, kudos in situations where they knew they had to run the ball. Penn Hills really got into it in the line of scrimmage and did it and ran out the clock beautifully.
They were winning the game, but you could say their backs were against the wall a little bit. They gave up 14 unanswered. They had the ball deep in their own territory. Offense, hadn't really done much in terms of driving the length of the field for the whole game. But here they are. They're lining up. It looks like they're going to take a knee.
So it's the victory formation for Penn Hills, and that is, they'll probably have to do one more snap, but that is going to do it. It is a tough defeat for the Panthers tonight. They couldn't overcome 4 turnovers, many of them in very inopportune situations in terms of field position, and a gutty effort in the 3rd and 4th quarter for the Panthers to make this a game, to make it interesting and competitive. But at the end of the day, the Panthers fall to 2-3 with a 21-14 defeat over the Penn Hills Indians.
St. Clair did show a lot of heart here in the second half. They were able to claw back into a game where they didn't have a whole lot of business being in the second half. But as we talked about before the game, if you can win the turnover battle and if you can limit the big plays, you have a really good chance of winning. Penn Hills only had 1 turnover, I believe it was on the muff punt. St. Clair had 4 of them. And in terms of big plays, didn't see a whole lot down the field from St. Clair. And we know that number 11, Duggar, had that big catch here on the sideline, which set up their first score. And that was pretty much the difference in the ball game.
So next week is going to be a very difficult challenge on homecoming. Peters Township is coming to Pantherland. Marcus, your thoughts on what they need to do other than get healthy to face that difficult challenge?
Well, health obviously is the number one thing. You want to see your better players be on the field and be healthy. But another thing, I think the positive from tonight, they did show they were able to run the ball. They're going to have to run the ball next week, I think, to be successful against Peters. And their defensive front, again, played well, had a lot of penetration. I know Peters has been very strong the past few years. We know they like to run the ball. So I'm expecting another defensive performance like this from St. Clair if they want to be competitive next week against Peters Township.
Well, Marcus Gailey, thank you so much for joining me. I very much appreciate it. I enjoyed your expert commentary. For Marcus Gailey, this is Gavin Williams signing off for Panther Football. We'll see you next Friday.